Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for the Tech Guy is provided by Cachefly. CACHEFLY.com. Hi, this is Leo Laporte, and this is my Tech Guy podcast. This show originally aired on the Premier Radio Networks on Saturday, April 13th, 2013. This is episode 969. Enjoy. The Tech Guy podcast is brought to you by Stamps.com. Use Stamps.com to buy and print real U.S. postage the instant you need it, right from your desk. For our special offer, visit Stamps.com, click the microphone, and enter Tech Guy. That's Stamps.com. Use the offer code Tech Guy. And by LegalZoom.com. LegalZoom's not a law firm. LegalZoom provides self-help services at your direction, such as affordable business and personal documents you can trust. Visit LegalZoom.com and use the offer code TechGuy to get $10 off at checkout. And by RingCentral. We do everything in the cloud. That's why I love my cloud-based phone system from RingCentral. Zero startup cost, and RingCentral is $20 per month per user. Try it now with a 30-day risk-free trial. When you buy one desk phone, you'll get a second phone free up to 20 phones. Call 800-543-9980 or visit ringcentral.com and use the promo code TWIT. Well, a good day to you. Leo Laporte here, the Tech Guy. And it's time to talk computers and the internet, home theater and cell phones. What else? That's it. That's all. No. Anything on your mind that has a chip in it. I guess, the reason I say that is it used to be PDAs. Nah, we don't do that so much anymore. MP3 players. Yeah, well, no, not really. GPS? No. Home theater, cell phones. Internet and computers. That's it. USB keys. Oh, digital photography as well. If you have a question or something you'd like to talk about, the number is 8888 Ask Leo. 888-827-5536. That's toll free from anywhere in the U.S. And you can call from outside the U.S. Just use Skype and it'll be free to call. 1-888-827-5536. The website is techguylabs.com. I'm doing a little experiment on my mother. She's sitting right across from me. I'm very interested in how this works. Now, Mom's pretty literate. She has an iPad, has a computer, has had laptops and desktops, ran Windows 2000 for a long time. It's pretty much all Mac and iOS now. And she's visiting me from the East Coast, and she got a phone, one of these inexpensive. Did you get it from AARP, something like that? Inexpensive phone intended for seniors. It's a feature phone, and it's terrible. It's horrible. It's unusable, at least in my opinion. But one of the issues that came up is she can't send text messages. Now, I guess you could on a phone like that send text messages, but that was in the old days. Remember when you would have to, if you wanted the letter, C, you'd have to type the number 2 3 times to get to A, B, C, and it'd take you 20 presses to type 15 letters or more. So those times really have long gone. And I have to say, to reach her grandkids, to reach me, texting is kind of vital. I can't take phone calls. I don't like to answer the phone, but I will respond to a text. So, and my kids are very similar. So I thought, it's time to upgrade Mom to a smartphone. It just pained me to see her using a flip phone. Like, come on. Well, let's join the 21st century. But which smartphone? And now, it's easy for me to sit here and say, you guys ought to get this or that. But now this is the one I'm going to have to support, right? And long distance, too. Because she lives in Rhode Island. I'm going to have to, if this works or doesn't, I'm on the hook. Easy enough for me to say to you, oh, yeah, you should get a Galaxy Note. And then, goodbye. I won't ever see you again. No, this one I got to own. So I have two phones, and what I decided to do is an experiment. Yes, I'm experimenting with my mom. She's 80 years old. She's going to have an iPhone 5 and a Galaxy Note 2. Now, we started with the Note 2 because I knew this would be the most challenging. And Android has at least the Samsungs have a nice simple feature where you can put a simple user interface on it. So we turned that on. Big text. It's a giant phone. It's 5.5-inch screen. Easy for her to read, right? You can read it well. I'm a little nervous about the iPhone 5. It's such a tiny screen, tiny text. You can make it bigger in the accessibility portion, but it's still a tiny screen. The Sue says, never tell your mom's age. You don't mind if I say how old you are, Mom?
It's too late.
Too late, she says. Yeah, you're right. It is too late. It's after the fact. She's an elder. But it's germane here because, that's eyesight. Thank you. It's ease of use, but she's smart, right? Smart, sharp as a tack, she's saying. She's still sharp as a tack. So, so that's important, because either way, she has an iPad, so the iPhone's going to be very easy. So that's why I started with the Android. I wanted to see, can a normally intelligent person who is not particularly computer literate figure out how to use an Android phone? And for the most part, it's been pretty good. I'm actually surprised. I thought I'm around, she's saying, and it's true. I thought it might be a little challenging. We'll see. She's impressed. It's interesting to also watch how somebody who's not kind of as wired into this technology stuff as we are, when I say things like, you can get walking directions. There's the map. Oh, look, see the satellites. There's the top of the house. Really? There's the house? Yeah. Now you say where you want to go, and it will tell you turn left here, turn right there. And she was impressed too, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Mom, but when you turn, the phone knows which way you're pointed. That's kind of amazing. You turn and the little triangle that represents you points in a new direction. Now, somebody in the chat room said, maybe this is a solution. Get her Google Glass, says Cobblepot. Yeah, that'll go. So these are glasses, Mom, you wear. They have a little screen that they fire it right into your eye. And then you don't have to look at the phone. You're always looking at the phone out of your right eye. Yeah, it's probably a bad idea. It's a very interesting experiment because we got 2 more weeks. 1 week of the Android phone, 1 week of the iPhone. At the end of it, you're going to take one home, and good luck. I guess I'll be on the phone a lot. No, Mom, you click the home button. This is the first thing you have to teach people. What do you call these buttons? Because there's no standard name. What's that physical button? I'm surprised how few people. Did you know on your iPad and your iPhone that button, the one button, there's 2 buttons. All right, there's 4 buttons, 5 buttons. There's a on-off switch at the top. There's the volume rocker up and down. There's a silence switch. But the button you use all the time is that button on the front face. The one button on the front face, a big round one. It's called the home button. A lot of people don't know that. So I'm saying, well, hit the home button. What's the home button? Hit the home button. The home button. What other button is a button? The home button. You can see where we're going here. There was a very funny video of John Mayer, the singer. Very, big star. He's standing out front of the concert venue in the middle of the day. Must have been in for the sound check, and some fan noticed him and taped him on the phone with his dad. No, Dad, no. It's in the no. You can do this, Dad. You can. It was very funny. I'll see if I can find it. Look. People sometimes say, "How can you be so nice when you get people on the phone and you have to walk them through stuff?" I'm not nice. Ask my mom. I'm nice on the radio. When I'm being paid to be nice, I can be nice. So I'm going to work hard, Mom, to help you understand this phone. Already, she's changed her wallpaper. She's got her grandkids on the wallpaper. I haven't yet shown her how to change the ringtone. That'll be fun. Actually, we did. We went through some ringtones, so you could see what the ringtone is. 8888 Ask Leo. She likes the camera. The phone she had didn't have a camera. Being able to take pictures. And you know what? These are pretty good pictures. This is actually a pretty good camera. She doesn't have a digital camera. Yeah, I know. I know. The Sue says, be nice to your mom, Leo. You're right. 8888 Ask Leo. 888-275-5536. Toll free from anywhere in the U.S. Give us a ring. I can talk you down. I can help you. I experiment on my mom, but I won't experiment on you. The website, techguylabs.com. When you're in the website, by the way, or on the website, you can click that chat link and join us in chat. Lots of people in there. So much fun. So much fun. Ask questions, make comments, make suggestions, and most importantly, help me answer. Because the people in the chat room are so smart. I'm not saying I can answer anything you ask. I can't. I've been doing this for, 22 years. So I've heard most of these questions, and I can answer many of them. But those I can't, and there are more than a few, I guarantee you, somebody listening or somebody in the chat room will know the answer. There is nothing we haven't been able to answer on this show. So, and you could be one of those smart people in the chat room. Or, you don't have to be smart. Just go in the chat room. TechGuyLabs.com. Click the chat link. 8888 Ask Leo. I'm going to fire up the call screening computer. Pick some calls. We're going to go to the phones right after this. Leo Laporte, the Tech Guy. Mom said, how do you decide what to talk about? I said, I don't know until I turn on the mic. And guess what? It's you. What's in the mug? Your pictures, your coffee? Contacts, it's good, isn't it? Tax records. Are they backed I told Jammer B, make it just like you make it for Mom. For me, for Mom. Away from danger. I don't have to tell you, computer disaster. She's right over here, the Sue. And if you're not backing up to the cloud, you're taking a big risk. I'm not going to risk losing my files. That's why she gets the comfy chair. Online backup. Carbonite backs up your computer files to the cloud automatically and continually whenever you're connected to the internet. What's my snake count in The Simpsons? Well, I kind of cheated and bought some snakes. Or on your smartphone or tablet with the free Carbonite app. Unlimited. No. You're too kind. $59 a year. And if you run a small business, I'll join. Carbonite also has plans that'll back up. My kids don't like it when I smoke, so I have to kind of hide. I sneak out. Right. I have a when we No, that's right. You're not inhaling it. And I don't smoke one a day.
People ask me, how many cigars a day do I smoke? My answer is, I don't every day. I'm busy. I smoke probably a couple a week.
Yeah.
When I have time.
Yeah, I might smoke one or two a month. So I should tell everybody, we've got Cigar Dave Zeplowitz in here from the Cigar Dave Show. He is this is America's alpha male. Wow, he does an alpha male show. It's nice to thank you, Dave. This is great. Wow, I can't wait. Sun grown from the Dominican. Long filler, hand rolled. Yeah. Questo A. That's very nice of you, Dave. Thank you. One was all I was thinking. I got to get a humidor. Best cigar I ever had, I bought in the Bahamas at a little hotel where the guy sat in the window and hand rolled them. And, thank you. They put mine in a sealed container because I spilled. I do not allow myself to drink open mugs. So I've been whapping snakes like crazy. Because people come into my Springfield and they put eggs in there. I went in the other day and there was like 400 eggs in there. I didn't even know you could get 400 eggs in there. Did you build anything? I finally got my Fort Sensible.
I got Lisa and her balancing beam.
Yes, I got that. I decided to buy that. Yeah, Lisa and her balance beam. That's cute.
1,232 eggs.
It's fun. I ended up spending some donut money. I know, it's really bad.
Are you licensed yet?
Yes, I got my license. Look, expert whacking license. Look.
Yay.
Look. Where is it? Here it is. I got my expert whacking license. You whacked 400 snakes and won a new prize, an expert whacking license. Wait a minute. You whacked 1,000 snakes and won a new prize, gymnastic Lisa and balance beam. Wait a minute. You won 2,000 snakes. And then it crashes. That's what I love. You'd think with all the updates they'd have fixed the crashes. Should turn it down so people don't know my secret shame. Connection to the server could not be established. Come on. Do I have to reboot every time? Who's the first caller, Nathan? Or whoever?
That is Steve, Plainfield, Illinois.
Thank you. I'm still trying to get this thing up.
And that's line 1.
Thank you. I can see for miles. Leo Laporte, the tech guy. Wow. Thanks to Cigar Dave from the Cigar Dave Show. America's alpha male was in here. Smells like alpha male in the morning. He brought me a box of cigars. Thank you, Dave, from the Cigar Dave Show. Wow. That's cool. That's cool. I always thought, we guys should hang out, smoke cigars, talk manly talk. 8888 Ask Leo. If you have a question, a comment, a suggestion, I'd love to hear from you. Let's start with Steve in Plainfield. Hi, Steve. Leo Laporte, the tech guy.
My friend.
Hey, what you doing, Steve?
Hey, Leo, I got some surprises for you.
Uh-oh.
Hey, first of all, let me tell you, I was like you. I started off with the iPhone from the beginning in 07.
Me too, in 07, because it was the best phone in 07, wasn't it?
It was.
No
and
question.
It turned out to be a better computer than an actual phone to me.
It is. And I think that's okay, because most of the time people don't use it as phone. They mostly, I guess some people do. But we mostly use it as a computer, don't we?
That's true. But, Leo, last year, you were preaching to the choir, and I heard you loud and clear in December. I switched over to a Galaxy S3.
Awesome. What do you think?
The best phone I've ever bought.
You listening, Mom? All right, Mom's listening.
Yeah, Mom's listening, right? Okay.
Yeah.
This is the best phone I ever bought, Leo, and I'm going to tell you why, because it gives you both combinations as a good phone, but also a good computer, too.
Okay.
Well, here's a surprise, as I was going to tell you one more thing, as Steve Jobs would say. Today, Leo, I purchased the Galaxy Note 8.0.
Yeah, they just came out with this. Now, in the European markets, they put a phone system on these. Does this come with a phone system on it?
No, this one.
It's just a tablet.
I was at the Best Buy store today, and they have the Samsung setups in the stores now.
Right. Yeah, they have so you saw one of these little new Samsung stores. What'd you think?
Oh, I think it's pretty nice. And you know what, Leo? My background's in marketing. You need to have that kind of presence.
You do.
In retail, if you're going to sell the products and get people to get on board with your technology and be really competitive in this kind of a market.
Apple taught people that lesson. That's why Apple at first in Best Buy, remember they had, or I guess it was CompUSA, they had Apple stores because the CompUSA people weren't selling Apple products. Finally, Apple said, we have to have our own retail presence, and that's been the biggest success in retail ever. They sell more stuff in Apple stores per square foot than any other store, make more money than Tiffany even per square foot. It's amazing.
This device, Leo, blew me away. I'm selling my iPad mini.
Wow.
So I'm getting rid of that. And so, it just really blew me away. I did buy me a little hotspot. I got a hotspot because they had a deal on hotspots with AT&T. So I got that so I can have the mobility of having this unit when I'm traveling.
Yeah, because it's a Wi-Fi. It's a Wi-Fi only unit, so you need to add 3G. But I think in many ways, getting one of these little hotspots is a better idea because it adds Wi-Fi. It's a Wi-Fi access point that uses 3G, so it gives you access on your tablet and any other device you have around there. So you can kind of get one 3G high-speed device and serve a bunch of others. I think that's a good way to go.
So, Yep, absolutely. So, Leo, here's my question for you.
Yeah.
I've been trying to find a good Siri alternative in the Android world. And
do you not like the Google Voice commands? Because that's one of the things I've been working with Mom on. Send text to Abby, tell her. Do you not find it's as good as Siri?
No, I don't. I've tried playing around with it, but I guess I don't know if I'm not holding the phone, the Galaxy phone in my ears, my head the right way to to do the commands the right way or whatever. But with Siri, when I was using Siri, it was a little easier for me to use because I got used to the dictation and
Right.
the syntax you have to use when you're doing a command with Siri.
Siri is Apple's using this is not Apple built technology. The Siri technology uses nuance voice recognition, which by the way is available on Android. On your Galaxy, you've got several different ways to do it. The Galaxy by default does not use the Google voice command. It uses its own Samsung voice command, and I think Samsung has licensed that technology from a company called Vlingo or Vlingo. And maybe, I think they're all roughly equivalent in capability, but you may find that one works better for your voice than others. So, maybe Siri did work best for you, but so what I would do is Nuance now offers an app that you can download. I'm pretty sure it's free on Android. That will be the same voice recognition and even the same voice. You'll say, wait a minute, I'm talking to Siri again, because Siri isn't an Apple voice. Siri is a Nuance voice. So you'll hear the Siri voice. In theory, it should be as good as Siri.
Okay.
Yeah, and then so that's from Nuance. Then you might want to download Vlingo. That's what Samsung's using, but they've modified it. And then the real problem is Samsung by default assigns the home button to its own speech, and you have to kind of manually assign it otherwise. But
all right, well, Leo, let Mom know my vote is for Android.
You got it, Stephen. Stephen says Android, Mom. Okay, except for that voice recognition, and she's very interested in that. The idea of being able to dictate text, all that stuff. I think that's great.
Right. Well, Leo, thank you very much. I'm gonna be in the Bay Area in 3 weeks to see my kids because I'm out in the Bay Area a lot. I was there for 18 years, and I miss it sorely.
Come up to Petaluma. Come visit us. We're in the studio's always open.
I used to work up that way, Leo. I used to work in San Rafael and Santa Rosa.
Well, I'll be looking for you, Stephen. Come on and say hi. I'll look for you. All right. I'll save you a chair. That's where Mom's sitting right now, is in the good chair. I'll save you that chair. I cannot, for some reason. I see the calls, and I'm pushing the buttons, but I just can't seem to control it, Nathan, just so you know. Moving to Dan in Bakersfield. Yeah, I can't see it. Thank goodness. Hi, Dan. Leo Laporte, the tech guy.
Can you at least hear me?
I can hear you. I can see you. I can talk to you. I am empowered.
Nice. Hey, this is my first time calling you. I
Welcome.
Really enjoy your show.
Thank you.
I have a startup refrigeration contractor / commercial building and restaurant business that I watch my pennies on, so I'm taking this very seriously. But, a competitive advantage to have in my business is to be able to, on the spot, look up troubleshooting guides, PDFs, schematics, wiring diagrams.
Yeah. Isn't that awesome?
For some reason, a lot of people have not discovered that feature in my business, and so it is an advantage.
Interesting.
I've been using my Droid Bionic phone to look up these tiny little diagrams, and my eyes are hurting.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
So I've been looking at laptops, tablets, and then yesterday I was scrolling through Costco and stumbled across an upgrade path for Verizon, $229, the Samsung Galaxy Note 2.
Yeah, that's what Mom's using. Yeah, that's a nice big screen. I call it a phablet because it's halfway between a tablet and a screen. Hang on, we're going to take a break, Dan. Let's talk about the various merits of each when we come back. Leo Laporte, the tech guy. Don't understand what is going on.
Will's going to input all the information.
No, I see it. It's not the problem. It's not I see it now. I don't have keyboard controller. It's something here. It's not your problem. It's something with the local. I can't put it on hold. I can't pick it up. I thought by now we're interviewing a call screener today, so I thought by now we'd have a replacement.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Good luck with it.
I'm sorry. Why is... this computer is from 2001. It's probably just giving up the ghost. Let me close out assistant producer and start over. Do you want to save current settings? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Oh, I've got updates. I've got the Windows update. Let me run the updates and restart. Maybe by the end of the hour, I can figure it out. How you doing? You're Sam from Oceanside. And you work for Bentley, not the car. Well, thank you for coming. Welcome. I'd offer you a cigar, but... Margarita we could get. That we can do. Sure we do. We're working on coffee right now. That is a cute picture. Wait a minute. Let me take that picture. Ozzy's looking at me as if I have meat treats. That is Ozzy, and that's my mom, Mary. Yeah, Mom's visiting. She's the...
I listen all the time.
Thank you, Sam. It's nice. Oh, going way back.
Oh, yeah.
Going way back.
Yeah, and you keep me company with the entire Twit network as I drive.
Fantastic.
So I was
You spend a lot of time in the car?
yeah, in traffic, and so I'm driving.
Good. Welcome. It's very nice to have you.
Oh, it's awesome to be here.
Yeah, it's kind of something, huh?
It really is.
Something.
This is my second time here. First time I came, it was a holiday, nobody was here. Sarah and...
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, that's all right. It was a random stop.
Right.
So,
Well, great.
it is interesting to be here during the show.
During the actual program.
So awesome to see what you're doing. Congratulations.
I'm proud of it. Yeah, this is the first time my mom's seen it. And the good news is, and I haven't announced it officially, but Lisa's been secretly, because we borrowed about $500,000 to do the improvements to build the studio, and Lisa's been secretly paying it, and she paid it off. We thought we wouldn't pay it off for 5 years, so we now own the building, but we own the insides. It's nice not to have those big monthly payments.
Well, you definitely did a good pivot.
Yeah, it's quite a pivot, isn't it?
It is, yeah. This is perfect. Now you control it. You're
Yeah.
right at the,
I'm very happy. Yeah, I'm very happy.
I'll have to leave. I had a flight to catch in a little bit.
Okay. Why don't you? Well, not now, but in the next break, we'll get somebody to take a picture. You can come back here and sit on the ball. We'd like to do that. Give you a chance.
What would that be?
Well, do you have to run now?
No. I got about 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, 10 minutes from now. Well, come on, Greg. Come on. We got 1 minute till the end of the break. Put on funny hats.
Oh, do we?
Yes, we do. We sit on the ball.
Awesome. I got my Twit.
Wait a minute, I'll give you a small one. Okay, but that's funnier that way. Sit on the ball. You sit there.
Oh, okay.
You sit there. We look like we're in a strange fraternal order. The Tech Guy Podcast today brought to you by our phone system. That seems like a strange thing to say, but it is actually, because we have an unusual kind of phone system. We have our phone systems in the cloud. Now, we do everything in the cloud here at the Brick House Studios, and so having the phone system in the cloud made a lot of sense. I didn't really even know when we built this almost 2 years ago now. We had to figure out, look, I'm going to have staff in here. I've been making them up to now using their cell phone. That's not going to work. You can't do that. We need to have phones. And I thought, what? Does that mean I have to, I went, I don't want phone system. I don't want a PBX in the basement, pay all that money, have the complexity. Thank goodness we have a great IT guy, Russell Tammany, Exponentia. Tip of the hat to you, Russell. He said, well, you could try Ring Central. I've installed it for a number of my clients. They really like it. So we said, all right, let's take a look. We're very, very happy. Ring Central is a cloud-based phone system. It's very easy to set up and configure. In fact, you buy the phone, you plug it in the wall, boom. They're SIP phones. They look just like, if I'll show you my desk phone, they look just like regular phones. It's a very nice Polycom. We have a Polycom conference phone in the conference room. But if you look closely at the fine print, it says SIP phone because it's connecting, when you connect it to the jack, to Ring Central, there's no PBX in the basement. It's all Ring Central in the cloud. And it's awesome. It's as low as $20 per desk per month. And that includes long distance all over the country. We get faxes to our email box. I can send out faxes from my web browser. Messages come to email, voicemail. You can have your cell phone ring. They even have Ring Central apps for all the smartphones, which means that my producer can make a call from his smartphone that appears to be coming from the office, the 800 number. They can do that with texting, too. It's a new feature on Ring Central. Business SMS. You can send text messages to customers and colleagues right from your business 800 number. It's so great. And incoming messages to the 800 number get routed to the cell phone. All-inclusive pricing as low as $20 per month per user. You could start right now with a 30-day risk-free trial at ringcentral.com. In fact, they've got a really good offer for you folks who listen to our stuff. You buy one phone, you'll get a second phone free up to 20 phones. That is a great deal. ringcentral.com. Use the promo code TWIT or call a special number, 800-543-9980. 800-543-9980 for our special deal, 30-day risk-free trial, and buy one phone, get a second phone free. ringcentral.com. You're going to love it. We do. So, who was it? Was it Dan?
Yes.
Yeah. Dan, are you still there?
It is.
It
is,
yes.
Dan, and I'm still here, yes.
So Dan has an interesting question, which I like, which is he reads manuals online for his business, for his HVAC business. And it's great because you can download these manuals from everywhere. I do this all the time. In fact, what I do is I'll download them. They're often PDFs and put them in my iBooks library, or you could put them in some app that supports PDF reading. And then I've got a library of manuals, which is very handy. I do that for all my computers and cameras and technology. Makes it very easy. So a tablet is a nice choice for that. You mentioned three different kinds of things. You've got a laptop. The advantage of a laptop, of course, is it's all powerful, right? It has an full operating system. It's got internet access. It's got a keyboard. You can create content. You can write content. You can edit things, and it's powerful. But as a result, it's bulky, expensive, lower battery life. You pay a price for that. The next step down is a tablet, and tablets are taking over for a lot of people because they don't need a keyboard. So if all you're doing is reading documents, it's perfect. A tablet's perfect. And as you mentioned, you can do it on your phone, but it's so small. You gotta, it's hard to read. You gotta pinch and zoom. So I think a 10-inch tablet. There's two categories of tablet. There's the minis, the 7 and 8 inches, and then there's the 10 and 11 inches. A 10-inch tablet, like the old iPad or the Nexus 10 or the Samsung Galaxy 10, those are a good size for manuals, I think. It's almost like the written page, very close to it.
So do you think the phone, the Samsung phone would be a little...
That's the third category, which is these large screen phones. So you can get a 7 or 8 inch tablet. That's what Steve was talking about, our previous caller. The Nexus 7 and this Galaxy Note 8 are out. That's kind of an intermediate. I asked him if they are putting a phone app on it yet, because I think I would like that to be my phone. Then I wouldn't have to carry a tablet and a phone. But the next step, and the phone I do carry all the time, is the Galaxy Note 2, 5.5 inches. Now, it's not too big for me for a phone. I can fit it in my breast pocket, so it's acceptable size. It's about as large as you'd want for a phone, and it is big enough to read pretty easily. Not as easy as a tablet. Not as close to the written page as a tablet. I think if what you were saying is what's the perfect device for reading manuals, I would say a tablet. But if you're saying I need a phone, I need something that's easier to read tablets than on the smartphone, the smaller smartphone like an iPhone, then I think the Galaxy Note 2 is an excellent choice. I really like it. Now, the reason it's discounted is because the next generation of phones are coming out.
I see.
Yeah. In fact, there's even rumors the Note 3 will be announced. It hasn't been announced, though, which means it won't be out for at least 6 months. I would expect, frankly, we won't see the Galaxy Note till late this year or early next year, the Note 3. So the Note 2 is going to be current for a while.
Do you think the Note 3 will have an even bigger screen?
No, I don't. I think, who knows? I mean, what Samsung has done, which is very interesting, is they've just said, we'll make any screen size people want. They're all basically the same phone, Galaxy phone, like an S3. They're making a smaller Galaxy that's a 4-inch, about the size of an iPhone. They're making bigger ones in Europe. As I said, you can get the Galaxy 8 and I think the 10 with a phone, a dialing application on it and a SIM card. So it's just like a phone. But I think 5.5 inches is probably big enough. Now, here's the interesting. I'm going to throw you a little bit of a monkey wrench. The new generation that I mentioned includes the HTC One and the Galaxy S4. These are smaller screens. They're 4.7, 4.8-inch screens. They're a little smaller, but they're higher resolution. They're both 1920 by 1080. That Galaxy Note 2 is, as I remember, 1920 by 720 or something like that. It's not quite as high a resolution. High resolution means you get crisper text. It's more legible, but it is smaller. Not only is physically smaller, but the dots will be smaller because it's more dots per inch on a smaller screen. If you want to know how that looks, you might look at an iPhone 5, which is a Retina display, very high resolution display, but only 4 inches. And I think that it won't be out for a couple more weeks. It will be one to look at. I'm convinced the reason they're discounting the Note 2 is because they're saying, well, the S4 is coming. It's going to be hard to sell the Note 2 once people see the S4. The S4 is beautiful. It looks just like a Note 2. 0.8 inches diagonally smaller. It's not a huge amount. Higher resolution, better screen, much faster processor, and some new features that are very interesting that Samsung's trying to pitch. Things like it watches your eyes, so it's, I don't know how much use this is, but it scrolls as you look up and down. I think that's a gimmick. So
when you're laying on your back in an equipment room looking up model numbers,
yeah.
And then you can look at a wiring diagram
that
you pull up on 4G. It's really fast.
Okay, then you do want a phone.
And you call and order parts.
Yeah, okay. That's okay. You gave me a scenario that's different. You're right. You don't want an iPad back there. You'll knock yourself in the head. A Galaxy Note 2 would be perfect for that. And you're right. It's 4G, very fast. You're thinking LTE on Verizon or... No, I guess Verizon doesn't have it. It'd have to be AT&T, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know whatever Verizon has, but what we have here in Bakersfield is lightning fast for data.
So you are a Verizon user?
Yes.
Yeah. Do they have the Note 2? Is that where you saw it? I can't remember.
It at Costco.
Yeah. Okay.
It was an upgrade path of $229, and I thought that was...
I think that's pretty awesome. You know what? I'm going to give you my vote. Yes. What you just described, if you're under a machine, you don't want a full-size tablet. You want one device.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay. And it's easy to read PDFs on it.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Natively, and you can also get additional apps. And what I do, and I think this is a nice thing, I'm not sure what I would do in Android. I do this on iOS, is to store it in an app. So you have, literally, a library of manuals. I don't know if the Play Bookstore would do that, or if you'd have to use a separate app. Maybe somebody
that would be nice.
Wouldn't that be good? Like your whole library.
Yeah, as you run into new equipment, you just add it to
the library. Like I said, I do that with all my technology gear. Chat room, what is a good choice for that on Android? I'm not sure what I would recommend. I'll have to think about that. So Dan, I think I give you my thumbs up in honor of the late Roger Ebert. 2 thumbs up.
Awesome. That means I don't have to lug around a big old laptop anymore.
Yeah. No, perfect. That's a perfect choice. Dropbox. Oh, hey. Oh, yeah, this is great. Of course. Duh. Dr. Coke Candy said, why don't you put Dropbox on it? So now you've got Dropbox on your desktop, got Dropbox on your phone. You download them on your desktop, and they're automatically copied over to your phone. You can open them in Dropbox and read them. Ha! Now how much would you pay? Isn't that awesome? Google Drive will do that also. Then you don't even have to put them on your phone. I mean, when you add it to by the way, when you add it on Dropbox on your phone, you download it and you save it, it's then put on your desktop as well. And every other device that has Dropbox on it. So that's a very good solution.
But if you have a tablet or even a laptop, you have to have an extra data plan to either tether to your phone, which drains the battery,
right,
or some kind of wireless airport.
No, you're exactly right. And so you're right. This is the way to go. No, you talked me into it. When you described yourself lying on your back under a machine, I said, yes, he's right. The Galaxy Note 2, perfect.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what I wanted to hear.
Thanks for the call, Dan. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah. The chat room saying Evernote, yep. Google Drive, yep. Lots of ways to do this. Lots of ways to do this. And why not have it be available on all your devices? In fact, you share a Dropbox with your employees. They all have them. Leo Laporte, the tech guy. So I'm rebooting my machine. We'll see if that fixes it.
Okay.
Epson projectors showcase amazing Cape Cod MD. That's exactly my point. Exactly my point. By the way, this Epson is what I'm going to get you, Mom, because it's on the network, and then it air prints from any of your devices, and it supports Google Print, which means if you do end up with a Galaxy Note, you can print from that too. Yeah. And Mom spends a lot of time under air conditioning equipment on her back working on it with the wrenches and stuff, so it's going to be perfect for you.
So he puts you to work while you're
So what happened, Dr. Mom, with the Windows update? Because we were talking about it on Wednesday, and I didn't. Steve didn't mention any problem. What's been going on? This is XP, so I don't. I think this will probably be fine. So you're seeing, by the way, this is where the call screener is going to be. That is the call screening device, the Telos VX phone system that they'll be using in their computer and their mouse. And so we're going to interview at 1. We're going to interview one person. I think she's Dr. Dean's call screener, Dean Adele's call screener during the week. And she'd come up here on the weekends. And then we're going to interview another person, local person. Probably hire them both so that we have some backup. And they'll be sitting right there. And that's why we have this shot now, so that you can see me going, what the hell? It's only Windows 7 and servers. All right, let me look at this. Thank you, chat room. Thank you, Mindstorm. Oh, I forgot Scott Wilkinson. This whole time. God, I suck. Scott's sitting there. Scott's just sitting there talking. I should have. If I'd looked over my shoulder, I would have seen you. Sorry about that, Scott. Jeez. God.
Hey, no problem. You were in the middle of a call. That's fine.
Oh, it's just with Kaspersky? Then you got to blame Kaspersky. You can't blame Microsoft for that. Nice to see you. I'm glad we got a picture. Thanks. Come back. All right. See you. Address security. You see, if you're using Kaspersky, well, yeah. We determine an update which paired with certain third-party software can cause system errors. We stop pushing it as an update, investigating the error reports. Some system errors do not result in data loss or affect all Windows customers. Yeah, this is always. I can't blame Microsoft in that case. It's always an issue. And this is one of the things that makes it so hard to do updates from Microsoft's point of view is the vast heterogeneity. How about that word?
Good, Leo.
Heterogeneity, if I'm saying that right. Am I saying that right, Mom? Heterogeneity of the Windows universe is mostly affected Brazilians, apparently. That sounds like there's a joke in there somewhere.
Heterogeneity.
Heterogeneity of the Microsoft universe is part of the problem they face because you can't possibly test every configuration, not just hardware. I mean, think of all the various hardware configurations, but also
as opposed to the homogeneity of the Apple universe.
Right. Apple has it much easier. They at least know what the hardware is, and there are far fewer apps they have to worry about, and they don't have the same legacy issues. So it's always better to be homo than hetero. Wait a minute. Did I say that? Did I say that? You know what I mean. All right, I'm getting the call screening up. See if I got it working. But we're going to do Scott right now anyway. It's Who Day. Who Dat? Leo Laporte, the tech guy, 8888. Ask Leo. That's the phone number. Each and every week, we talk to our good friend Scott Wilkinson. He's our home theater guru. Woo-hoo. And Scott, I got to thank you for something.
Oh, what's that?
Yeah, well, on Home Theater Geeks, which is a podcast Scott does on the Twit Network every Monday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, twit.tv, you interviewed a headphone guru.
I did.
And we asked, I guess it was Jammer B asked you to get him to recommend wireless headphones for our studio.
Yes, in particular, a transmitter that sends out to multiple headphones, so you don't have all these cables strung across the floor.
So he recommended a Sennheiser device. It's 4 headphones. We're using them right now, and they're great.
All right.
Mom's using it. And does it give me a thumbs up or thumbs down? You like it, Mom? Does it work? Yeah, Mom says thumbs up.
It works. Thumbs up from Mom.
Yeah.
Well, then it must be good.
Yeah, it sounds great. I listened to him a little bit. Yeah, so thank you. I appreciate that. That was
Oh, that's great. I'm
big
so
help.
glad.
Yeah.
Good deal. Good deal.
Yeah. So what's up in the world of home theater?
Well, got a couple questions. As always, I'm happy to take questions at scott@techguylabs.com, so keep them coming. Tom Hokut in, well, I can't see where he's from. He sent it from his iPhone, so it could be anywhere.
It could be anywhere.
is trying to decide between a Roku and an Apple TV. I do not have cable, he says. Is cable necessary?
No, not anymore.
No, not anymore. The answer is no, not at all. You do need Ethernet, though. You need
internet
broadband
access. Yeah.
Broadband internet access at a fairly high speed, depending on how much quality is important to you. If you want the highest quality, you're going to need download speeds of, I would say, 5 to 10.
And consider, I'll throw in,
megabit.
consider how many other people in the house are also going to be using that connection while you're trying to watch TV. Because it's total, you know, and if it doesn't take much, and I've noticed this, if somebody else is using the internet in your house to kill a Netflix, and it won't go away, it starts to look really bad.
It starts to look really bad. It might buffer, or it might do something called macro blocking.
It's smart enough to stop, restart at a much lower quality.
Yeah.
And if you have a nice TV, you're going to say, this does not make me happy.
Right. So, you know, if you've got an internet connection with only 5 megabits down or 10 megabits down, and you've got other people in the house doing things online at the same time, you might run into trouble.
Junior, turn off that BitTorrent. I'm watching TV. Oprah's on. Stop it. Seriously, that's what I do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm watching Dr. Phil. Henry, stop with the BitTorrents.
But then the other question, part of the question is Roku versus Apple TV. And that, of course, is a matter of some personal preference. The general thing I would say is Roku probably gives you access to a wider variety of content.
Far more. There's only one
TV
thing
is
Roku
limited.
doesn't do.
Yeah.
iTunes.
Right, which
So
is what Apple TV does.
That's the
all it does.
differential right there,
Yeah,
which
well,
is
not
if
all
you
it
need
does, but-
if you need iTunes, you have to go with Apple TV.
Right.
Otherwise, Roku does everything Apple TV does, and I would say as well.
Yes, I would agree.
I got the new Roku 3, and there's a nice feature I think anybody would love. The remote control has headphone jacks. So you're watching your Roku, and it's late at night. I set this up with Mom because she's a little hard of hearing. Mom, forgive me for telling everybody all this, but she's just slightly hard of hearing. So she sometimes watches the TV a little loud. So I said, look, you plug the headphones into the remote, turn up as loud as you want. The remote itself has a volume control on it. They go quite loud. The sound quality is excellent.
Oh, great. You know how it's transmitted? Is it Bluetooth or RF or?
It must be RF. I doubt it's Bluetooth. And it's certainly not infrared. So, because you can sit on the remote and it still works. So, it must be RF. It works very, very well. And I couldn't be happier with it. The lip sync is perfect. That was one concern, latency.
Right.
Highly recommend it for that reason alone.
Yeah, no, that's a fabulous feature. Man, I wish more people would have thought of that. In fact, I got another question here from Scoutster in Georgia wondering about Bluetooth TVs. And I get this question all the time about getting some sort of wireless headphone from the TV to wireless headphones because people like to watch at night when other people are sleeping or they're hard of hearing or whatever. And it's a difficult question. And Roku has addressed it beautifully, it seems to me.
Yeah, I mean, are there actually? I am curious because are there ways to do this? We actually had a caller last week, I think, who wanted to do this, and that's why I'm curious. I've seen
there is, yes,
but have you tried it? Because I bought one of these Bluetooth dongles.
Yeah, the adapter thing.
Crap. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Really?
Not good.
Ah, interesting.
Mom's going to wash my mouth up with soap now. It was bad.
Well, I would be curious about Sony makes one.
That probably is all right.
Which is probably all right.
Right.
And it uses the A2DP Bluetooth profile, which gives you the higher quality stereo sound.
Yeah, a must. The
HWS-BTA2W Bluetooth transmitter receiver. I would like to try that one because it might work well. But
here's the issue to me, latency. Yes. So if the problem's going to be that the reason the Roku works is because the Roku's playing back the content, so it can make sure that the audio is in exact sync with the video because it's responsible for it. A Bluetooth device has no idea, and unless you can put it, and you can in most AV receivers, put in a delay, you're going to have a problem. It's not going to be a good lip sync, and even slightly off lip sync is enough to drive people crazy.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, as little as 10 milliseconds difference, and you can see it and hear it and go, what's going on here? So yeah, you're right. In an AV receiver, you've got audio delay control, generally speaking, except in perhaps the super cheapies, but most of them have this.
This guy liked it because he knew about it because he had it with his Hopper, his dish DVR. And that worked perfectly. But again, the Hopper is controlling both audio and video, and so it can manage that.
Right. And this is the same thing with the Roku, is you're only going to get that feature with Roku content or with Dish Network
That's the
content.
drawback, right.
How can you do it with anything that's plugged into the TV?
Right.
And that's not an easy question. LG has made in the past some TVs with Bluetooth transmitters built into them.
Now, that would work better because the TV at least knows where the video is, right? Wouldn't the sync be better?
I would think.
Yeah.
I would think. But as far as I know, those TVs are mostly available only in Europe.
Oh.
And they never really took off here, and I don't know why. I'm going to look more into it, though, because it is a pretty critical question that I get all the time. People write me and say, how can I do this?
Mike Shaw in our chat room says there's one other thing Roku doesn't do. He says it doesn't do YouTube. It used to. I think they took the YouTube app off. So if you like watching YouTube on your Apple TV. I don't know why people would watch YouTube on their big screen TV, but if you do,
well, most smart TVs with apps in them
have Bluetooth,
have the
YouTube,
have YouTube app.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
yeah.
It's very common, and YouTube is streaming high def now, even some 4K.
Yeah, it is becoming the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Roku will eventually update, I think, their YouTube apps. I don't think this is a long-term failing. They had an official YouTube app, and then Google changed
Can you
things.
get twit.tv on Roku?
Oh, yeah. We have a nice app, free app.
Oh, great.
Highly recommended. It's a great way to watch us. You could watch this show right now, live. In fact, I made Mom do that. Last week, she stayed home. It didn't come into the studio, but I set you up with the... she's knitting. She's not paying any attention.
And she could watch right there.
She was watching
watch the
from
live
home.
show.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Roku says YouTube insists on using HTML5. Roku still needs, I guess, something else. I don't know. There is Twonky.
Twonky Media for the Mac.
Yeah.
Is that's more? I thought that was more of a media sharing software.
Well, you can share it to your
network.
Roku. See, you can beam it to your Roku, but you'd have to have a Mac.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
exactly
I don't
right.
know how good that is.
Well, you can use the Roku to watch Home Theater Geeks as well, which this Monday is going to be a wrap up of the NAB show.
Good. Did you go?
I didn't. I was unable to. I know. And I was disappointed because I've gone for the last 2 years with you and done a big thing, and it was all really fun. But
what we realized is that it's mostly stuff you can't buy or can't afford unless you're a broadcaster. The one thing I found very interesting, I'll watch, of course, on Monday, but the one thing I found very interesting, Blackmagic announced yet another very high-quality 4K camera this time.
Yep.
That is $3,000.
Yes,
hooks
which
up to your
sounds like a
computer.
lot, but it's not.
It uses the Canon lenses.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to buy, they also have one that looks like a camera that shoots 2.5K video using the Micro Four Thirds lenses, which I have quite a few of. So I think we're going to have to get those and review those because, hey, it's a rough job, but somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it.
Scott Wilkinson, hometheaterhifi.com, avsforum.com, and, of course, here at twit.tv/HTG. Thank you, Scott.
My pleasure.
All right, Scott, I'm going to let you take over here.
Sure, happy to.
Before I do, though, Donald Kelly, I'm going to add you as a friend on my, and I have 158 eggs I'll give you, just so you have some eggs. 170 eggs now. Very important. What is your, Donald, what is your handle on Origin so I can add you? Because I can't I can't accept incoming requests, but I can add people manually. He's not listening to the show, so he's not going to win. All right, go ahead.
All right, thank you. Houdini7 says that he's added HT Twit. HT version is of all the Twit shows to the Roku app. So
yay, Houdini!
Yeah, getting
yay.
Very
And we're
nice.
turning off, right, Craig? Are we turning off that stupid netcast you love, low quality? We're going to turn that off so because Hawk said I hate seeing that. Hate seeing that.
Molson in the
turn
chat
that
room
off.
says that GoPro now shoots in 4K. I didn't hear that. Had you heard that, Leo?
GoPro shoots in 4. It does. I have a GoPro Black, the Hero 3 Black. It does, but GoPro is not that high a quality camera. So
Well, certainly the lens is not.
right.
I mean, it's
So yes, it'll shoot in 4K.
yeah, but so
I'm not going to make a TV show in it.
yeah, right.
But I
Smokey
would
Bears
do
is
it with this
4K.
Black Magic. What we're building is that we're building a studio in the back, and we want camera. It's an offline studio. So we're going to buy 3 of these 2.5K cameras, and we can shoot offline.
Oh,
And
cool.
it records in Final Cut ProRes, so it makes it very easy from a workflow point of view.
Boy, that's great.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Cargoplex has noticed something in my office here. What is that red Solo cup sitting on
Red
behind my
Solo
left
cup?
shoulder?
That's not a
I have
Solo cup.
I have to show you what it is.
It's
actually
a lava
pretty cool.
lamp.
No.
What?
It's
Red Solo cup. You feel it was a Solo cup.
It is a Solo cup.
Sort of.
It is a Solo cup. It's got a plastic thingy tied off to the end, which has got ridges on it. And when you stroke your fingernail across these ridges, it makes a sound.
Yes, I've seen those.
Check it out.
Yes. It's talking to me. What's it saying? I'm a what off?
I'm a jackass is what it says.
Okay, good. That's nice. That's nice.
They're more commonly they say happy birthday. Yeah, I know it's a little weird, but it's pretty cool. It's like the original
Invented
the
by
Edison cylinders. Yeah,
invented
exactly.
by Edison.
And the cup acts as a little amplifier, as an acoustic amplifier.
Yeah, you are.
I am.
Yeah. Not
I don't
you.
I
The
don't
cup.
deny that.
The cup is.
The cup is a jackass.
yeah.
Okay. Anyway, that's pretty sharp eyes there. Whoever saw that. Cargoplex, yeah, that's pretty good. I do have quite a few interesting things up here on my set. But anyway, yeah.
They
so I got
say,
a couple-
by the way, that the Roku works with via Wi-Fi Direct. I don't know.
What's Wi-Fi Direct?
I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
But I wasn't wrong. It's RF. It's using something.
Oh, right. It is
Wi-Fi
RF.
Direct, yeah.
So it must be a point-to-point.
It's
Wi-Fi?
a point exactly. It's a point-to-point Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Without they talk to each other without having to talk to. So really, what it's RF, and what that says is what the protocol is on top, which is Wi-Fi.
Right. Exactly. Cargoplex says the red Solo cup reminds him of a Guica, which is correct. That's exactly right. Although Guica can't really say words. This also, by the way, is like, Leo, have you ever driven on the road in Palmdale? They've actually put grooves in the road that play the William Tell Overture if you drive over them at a certain speed.
That, of course, encourages people to drive over them.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And if you go slower, it's ba-da-da, 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 ba-ba.
How would they do that? By making them higher or lower?
No, by spacing. By how far apart they're.
So it's all in the same tune. It's bada-bub, bada-bub, bada-bum, bum, bum.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's pretty cool.
That's funny.
I like it.
Bum.
Right, exactly.
Bum.
Ghost Machine in the chat room is asking about the Seiki 50-inch 4K TV on sale for $1,299. Yeah, well, that's probably the cheapest 4K TV available and one of the only ones currently available.
God, I wouldn't buy that.
I wouldn't buy it either. No, Seiki, I mean, I can't imagine it would be a very good TV. And there's no 4K content. I mean, this is the whole debate right now about 4K is we've got all these TVs coming out. They were all over CES. 4K was all over NAB in terms of production, but there's still no standard for 4K delivery. That's going to be a while. And so for now, for the most part, you're going to be watching upscaled 1080p. I think the thing that's going to get fastest to market is the Sony download service. They announced at NAB, and actually a little before NAB, their 4K server, to which you download 4K content, movies and what have you, and that should be able to provide you real 4K content, only from Sony, of course. And the server, as far as I know, is only compatible with Sony TVs. So that's going to shoot them in the foot, if you ask me. But that is the dilemma of 4K, as it was with high definition. When high definition first came out, there was very little content, and so most high definition TVs upscaled standard definition, and people were underwhelmed. Well, upscaling high def to 4K, high def still looks really good. And if you upscale it well, then it's going to look really good. But what I really want is native 4K content. The other thing I've been talking about a lot this week is a lot of movie theaters. You go out to the movie theaters, more and more you're going to go to a digital presentation rather than a film projector. And a lot of movie theaters now have 4K projectors in them. So you'd think, oh, great, well, then I can go see what real 4K looks like by going out to the movies. Well, no, because very few, almost no movie studios release their content in 4K to the theaters, even though they master it at 4K, they digitize film at 4K, they shoot digitally at 4K and higher. And yet what they deliver to the theaters is 2K, essentially 1080p. Why? Because the infrastructure for distribution isn't there yet, just like it isn't there for the home. So a lot of things need to get sorted out before we really start seeing 4K as a real thing, as native 4K content coming into the theater or the home. Dr. Mom says, I want the road to play Bolero. Yep.
You could do it because that's pretty much one note.
Exactly. It's
they
one
were saying
rhythm.
they were saying Carmina Burana.
Oh, that
that dum. All right, Scott. Take care.
Thanks a bunch, Leo.
All right, bye.
Bye now.
Dum da da da. La 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 la.
Hey, Leo.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry, I forgot the live reads. Can we get those in this hour?
Just tell me what it is.
Carbonite billboard. We'll do that this
I did the Carbonite billboard at the bottom of the hour.
Oh.
Already.
Live read.
So what's the live read, Carbonite?
Not 32.
Not 32.
Thank you.
I'll do that in this break.
Okay.
Well, hey, how are you today? Leo Laporte here, the tech guy. This is the show where we talk about computers and the internet and cell phones and camcorders and MP3 players and home theater and all that jazz. 8888 Ask Leo, that's the number. You know, Mom, you got to give me your phone. I forgot. We should install Facebook Home on Mom. Oh, she doesn't use Facebook. Never mind. I haven't installed Facebook Home yet because Mom has my Android phone, and I'm waiting. You know, I didn't tell Steve a caller he's going to get a Galaxy Note 2, and it makes perfect sense for him. But I've been waiting, and I ordered from AT&T the HTC One, and that's going to come this week. And I'm very intrigued by that. There's some negatives, and the HTC One is designed to look like the iPhone, and actually carries with it some of the negatives of the iPhone. Beautiful aluminum unibody like the iPhone, machine milled out of a single, block of aluminum. Takes I think I read 70 minutes to mill this thing, which is one of the reasons why this phone is way late. We're making it. Well, hold on. I'm not done yet. Hold on. But it does not have a removable battery. And I think this is one advantage that the Samsung Galaxies have over the iPhone, and now over the HTC One, over the Nokias, the Lumias. I like the idea of a removable battery. One of the things I gave Mom with the Galaxy Note 2 was how many batteries? Like 5 batteries? Maybe that's too many. But it's nice to have a second battery so that if you accidentally leave the phone on the airplane, or you're just out for a long time wandering around and you don't have somewhere to plug in, you can pop in another battery and you get another full day's use. On the iPhone, you have to buy a big, bulky external case like the Mophie case to keep it charged for longer than a day. So I do like the idea of removable batteries. It also means that device will outlive, the battery. And that's one of the complaints people make a lot about iPads and iPhones is when the battery dies, you can bring it to Apple and they will replace it for, I think, $100. But most people are just going to discard it. And so the complaint is that Apple's intentionally creating discardable computers, disposable computers, because you can't put a new battery in. Now, I've never run up against this because, of course, I don't use the same phone for more than a few months. But if you're looking at a phone and you want it to last for more than 2 years, having a replaceable battery is a nice thing. Another reason to perhaps prefer the Galaxies over the HTC One or the iPhone. Save space in the landfill. I think Brian NW says, Samsung's creating disposable phones too. I think probably all these companies want them to be disposable because they want you to buy a new phone every year or two. Web6295 says, my wife has the older iPod Nano and the battery's shot and Apple won't replace it. They say it's a legacy device and you have to buy a whole new iPod. And I agree, I think that's not good. That iPod, everything but the battery, continues to perform flawlessly. It's all solid state. There's nothing that's going to wear out, ever. Not for 100 years. Except the battery. And for them to seal the battery in and then say, and we ain't replacing it, that seems to me irresponsible. They'll recycle it for you. They will recycle it for you. Taz says, why don't you ever talk about the Motorola's? I'm not a fan of Droids at all. I think the Motorola's are substandard, and I'm not alone. The folks who own Motorola, Google, says the same thing. Google's CFO said just a few weeks ago, there's nothing Motorola makes that we really think represents Android well. This is their company. But the reason is it's that the development cycle on these products is years. And they only bought Motorola a year and a half ago, so they're not yet really influencing the product line. So I think that right now, in my opinion, the phones to look at, I think the Lumias are very nice if you're willing to use Windows Phone. And Windows Phone's pretty good. Those are the Nokia phones. There's a 928 rumored to be on the horizon. I'm excited about the HTC One. I bought it, again, despite the fact that it has a permanent battery, because it is a beautiful-looking phone. And I want to see what HTC's done. They've even designed the user interface on top of Android. They call it HTC Sense, to be more modern, to be flatter. And I want to try this new Facebook Home. That's actually how we started talking about this. The Galaxy S4 will be along soon, too, end of the month. And that, everybody agrees, is going to be a state-of-the-art phone. So there's some very good phones coming out. The bad news, and it's only if you follow rumors, there was for a while a rumor that Apple might have a new iPhone in this summer. And now those same people are saying it won't be till September at the earliest. There are manufacturing problems with the next generation iPhone. So Apple falling farther behind. And as we are learning, timeliness is very important in the cell phone market. HTC had a terrible quarter because their HTC One was delayed. And Apple's falling farther and farther behind. BlackBerry and Windows Phone are having a hard time because they're being lapped mostly by Android devices. So it's all very exciting. For a tech journalist like me, it's an exciting market to watch. For a consumer, it's probably bewildering. It's got to be bewildering. But let me reassure you, the reason this is good is because of the variety of innovation that's occurring. We're really seeing this is the growth sector, is mobile computing, and that's why there's so much innovation, so much stuff happening, and that's good in the long run. It might be confusing at first. It's kind of a hurly-burly, you don't know what's up, but at some point it's going to all make sense. It will, I promise. We've been here before. We're running out of time, but I'm going to see. I'll take another call, and we'll at least start another call with Mike in Portland, Maine. I don't know why. I have no control. Oh, I know why. Wait a minute. I have to turn myself into talent. I am now talent. That means I can control this. Now let me try it. Mike in Portland, Maine. Leo Laporte, the tech guy at work. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Leo. We've been talking devices all afternoon so far. And
we
that's
have.
Great, but let's talk about carriers now. That's where my question.
Oh, Lord and Lordy, Lordy. Go ahead. I think it was Maine that didn't even have AT&T for the longest time.
I know. And
you couldn't buy an iPhone.
I'm grandfathered in on a great plan, but I'm still pre-data. And I'm thinking about finally giving in to getting the phone, and I know I'm going to go with one of the Samsungs. I don't know which one yet. But
well, Mike, hold on, because we are going to take a break. But let's talk about, we haven't done it, carriers. The good, bad, the ugly, right after this. Yeah, you like my... we had some viewers that brought me a hat for my bobblehead, and it fit perfectly. So I thought, well, that's meant to be.
Hey, let's face it, we're all trying to save money these days.
Hey, our show today brought to you by our friends at Stamps.com. If you do mailing in your business, Stamps.com is not for you, Mom. You probably, how much stuff do you mail? You probably mail a few things. Never, right. Most people, it's Christmas cards, maybe. That's not what Stamps.com is for this is the pro mailer, somebody who sends out a lot of stuff, whether it's your business sending out, marketing materials, pamphlets, invoices, whether it's maybe you're a seller, you sell on eBay, Amazon, or Etsy. Those people mail stuff every single day. And if you're one of them, you probably spend a lot of time at the post office. And I don't have to tell you what a time sink that is. That's no way to do business. Don't get up from your desk at all. Get postage on demand from Stamps.com. How do you like that? No, it's not a postage meter. You don't have to rent a postage meter or buy expensive ink. You're using your computer, your printer, everything you already have for Stamps.com. It is such a great deal. They'll even print right on the envelope with your logo, your company logo, the postage, company logo, return address, and it will even take the addressee from your address book or QuickBooks. So if you're doing end of the month invoicing, for instance, boom. Put a stack envelopes in that printer because it's going to go boom, boom, boom. You stuff the stuff in and you're done. You don't have to buy postage, and it's always the right postage too. You can print stamps. I'll come in here and I'll ask Frederic, would you print me some stamps? It feels like I'm doing something illegal, but it's not. The U.S. Post Office loves Stamps.com. She says, sure, how many do you need? And she prints me a bunch of forever stamps. Stick them on and everything. Any class of mail. They have a great USB scale. I'll show you how to get that. You plop the package on there, exactly the right postage, prints out the mailing label. International shipping, it prints out all the forms automatically. If you're selling on Etsy or eBay or anywhere, it'll pull the address from the website, so you don't have to enter it in manually. That means fewer mistakes and certainly less time. I love Stamps.com. I want you to try it. We use it in our office. We have for years, and I want you to try it right now. Visit Stamps.com. And you're going to see a great deal, and you might be tempted to take that $80 bonus offer on the front page there, but don't. Click the microphone in the upper right-hand corner, and then enter the offer code TECHGUY, 2 words, TECHGUY. That'll turn that $80 value into a $110 bonus offer, including the scale, $55 in free postage over the first few months of your account, a supply kit, and a 4-week trial of Stamps.com. Stop going to the post office. Do it right. Pro tip for the mailers. Stamps.com. Sai has a new video. No, give me a link. I want to see it. I want to see it. Oppo Gangnam Style. Of course, you know it's impossible to do a second hit. Do. Hey, Boris. Thank you. You know, let me see. I might have reached my limit of people I've added on Origin. Oppo Pyongyang style. Okay, there's the link. Let's play it. He is catchy, isn't he? You can use this if you want, Nathan. What are we listening to? This is the new Psy video. You know, the guy did Oppo Gangnam Style. He's at it again with another strange video with him dancing around, and he's invented looks like a new dance. A new Psy song. I'm told that if you speak Korean, it's not safe for work, so we're just going to stop right there. I don't speak Korean, so I don't know. It's kind of more of the same thing, isn't it? Leo Laporte, the tech guy, 8888 Ask Leo. We were talking to Mike in Portland, Maine. Is it, Mike, are all the carriers there? Do you have T-Mobile? Do you have Sprint, AT&T, and Verizon?
Well, yes, except Sprint and T-Mobile. If you're along the I-95 corridor, it's fine. If you go 20 miles either side of that, you lose it.
It's kind of rural, and they don't want to put up cells when there's only 4 people or whatever, yeah.
Right, so it's basically Verizon or AT&T. So my question is, I'm grandfathered in at $45 a month. For $30 a month more, I could add 3 gigs of 4G with AT&T.
Right.
Or I can go to Straight Talk, be on Verizon or AT&T anyway. I'll only be at 3G, but it's $45 a month.
Yeah, Straight Talk's the one they're selling at Walmart and other places.
And there are other places.
Yeah, it's a good deal. You know, this is what we call an MVNO, or Mobile Virtual Network Operator. What they do is they're basically a reseller. So Straight Talk is reselling, I think, is it AT&T service? I can't remember. So that's the first thing to find out.
They resell AT&T, Verizon, and Sprint.
Oh, you get your choice.
Absolutely.
So you're not going to choose Sprint, obviously.
No.
So choose the one that works best for you. You're right. The one thing you don't get is 4G. You should also look at their throttling. I can't remember, but I seem to remember somebody telling me they do some throttling.
I believe that they throttle after 2 gigs.
Once you hit the limit, right. And throttling, in most cases, especially 3G, means it's pretty much, barely usable. But that's okay. If you think that's sufficient, and it probably is, 2 gigs is a lot of data for a month.
But do you think that I will notice a huge difference? I mean...
No, I don't think you will. If you can get 4G, it's interesting. So in an area where all 4 carriers are equal, obviously not Maine, but where all 4 carriers are equal, I often tell people to get T-Mobile, even though they don't have LTE, because it's partly the technology, but partly how many people are using it. And so few people use T-Mobile's cell sites that their HSPA Plus, which is a step lower than LTE, their 3G, is as fast because you're not competing with anybody else. And so that is what I call implementation dependent. You can't say it's just LTE is just faster. It really depends on the implementation.
Okay, so the odds of seeing a big difference isn't a big deal.
I don't think so. I think Maine probably you don't have a lot of congestion, but of course remember they may say, well, there's so few people, we're going to set up fewer cell sites, so it ends up being the same, or we're going to backhaul less data to each cell site, so it may end up being the same. The only way to know is to try it. But I've heard good things about Straight Talk. It is a good deal. I don't think the difference between getting LTE... Now, Verizon LTE is a lot faster than Verizon 3G, and that's pretty much true for AT&T. But it's so dependent on where you are, how many other people are using those cell sites, how much data is going to each cell site, that all you can really say is, let me try it.
And the thing that always amazes me is, you'll hear, well, this is prepay, this is postpay, and, it doesn't matter. Pay at the beginning of the month, pay at the end of the month.
Money's the same, yeah. Somebody's saying, and I don't know, you look at the terms of service, I don't know how they'd even prevent this, that they don't allow streaming media on Straight Talk. I don't know if that's true. That's just somebody in the chat room, but I would look.
I did read that, and they're not supposed. They don't allow streaming media.
That's bizarre. So that means you can't listen to TuneIn Radio, you can't watch YouTube, you can't watch our stuff.
But I think it's also based on how much data you're using. I don't think they're necessarily going to stop it.
It's part of their throttling. Yeah, it's part of their throttling. Right. Yeah. So, and that's actually good advice. So if you are limited, you don't want to sit there and listening to TuneIn Radio. You listen to our show all day, all night. You're going to use up your bandwidth. So, but if you're doing email, occasional web surfing, maybe you're doing some maps, that kind of thing, I think you're probably fine.
And I think the majority of where people use phones these days, there's so much Wi-Fi that you're on Wi-Fi so often anyway, there's no reason to be streaming half the time unless you're in the car.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. And in some way, that's what the carriers are trying to say is, look, please use Wi-Fi when you can. And then 2 gigs is plenty, I would say. Yeah, it depends. You have Wi-Fi at work, you have Wi-Fi at home. It's when you're in the car. Exactly.
Are there any other carriers such, I can't, what did you say, MNV?
MVNO, there's quite a few. You probably look on Wikipedia under MVNO. They list all of them. The question is, who's doing business in your area?
Right, and I was curious if there's anybody that you feel particularly good about along that would do it in my area and be...
The one I like is unfortunately not ideal for you because it's based on Sprint. Sprint does a lot of MVNOs. Virgin Mobile is Sprint. Ting, which I like, is Sprint, but your Sprint isn't going to work in your area very well, so I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay. Well, Leo, thank you very much. You're a lifesaver as always.
My pleasure.
And I'll let you know what happens.
You know what's interesting, Mike, is this is the call we used to get about internet service providers when there was competition among ISPs. There's not much anymore. So we used to get this call, well, who's the best ISP in my neighborhood? And I would send people to Broadband Reports for the ratings and so forth. And now it's who's the best cell carrier in my neighborhood? And it's the same answer, by the way. It depends. And you really should ask your neighbors or people, in your office, people who are using it in the same geographic location, how it's working for them. Because those are the reviews that count. It doesn't matter how it's working in San Francisco, California, if you're in Portland, Maine. It just doesn't matter. The same, in fact, PC Magazine does this yearly thing, or at least yearly thing, where they review all 4 of the major carriers for data speed. And almost invariably, they say AT&T is the best. But what they really should say is it depends where you are. But if you're in New York and L.A. and, certain metro areas, when you're comparing apples to apples, AT&T to T-Mobile, Sprint, Verizon, AT&T is the best. By the way, I'm reading reviews passed along to me from the chat room. I was asking, hey, have you tried Facebook Home yet? This is the new, Facebook phone, I guess, that they released last week. It came out April 12th. People were able to download it and try it. And already the reviews are starting to come into the Android store. It's just a download from Android, the Android store. And 48%, almost half of the users, give it 1 star. Whoa. Now, I wonder how much of that is just anti-Facebook sentiment. A lot of people don't like Facebook. The average rating, 2.3, is not good. It's well below the average rating for other apps in the Android marketplace. I don't know. I'm going to try it. I think there is a difference you should know. If you buy the Facebook phone, the HT First, which is designed to use Facebook Home, that has more functionality than the one you download. But I'm going to download it. It's free. It puts, they said, people first, people ahead of apps. Your lock screen shows your friends' updates. It's got this chat heads capability where if you've started a chat with somebody, their face continues to hover on your screen. You could tap at any time to talk to them. Boy, that's a terrible review. 2.3 average. Woof. Leo Laporte, the tech guy. Let's look at this Droid Life. See what they say. This is why Facebook Home sucks, at least for now.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Calendar with Droid Life. And I'm finally going to take somewhat of a look at Facebook Home. I've been avoiding it. As you guys know, I'm not the biggest Facebook.
See, this is my problem right here. This is the wrong guy to ask because he just said it. He's biased. So I don't care what somebody who doesn't like Facebook thinks of Facebook Home. That's completely irrelevant. Right? I hate Facebook, but I'm going to review Facebook Home and tell you why I hate it. Come on.
5 minutes, I found all sorts of things missing and gone, and I sort of couldn't believe some of them, actually. So for Facebook to have reportedly spent tons of resources and time building this home experience, I can't believe some of the things they left out of it. So let's talk about it. This is my version anyway on why Facebook Home sucks, at least for now. It could obviously get better, but it's in its current state is completely unusable for someone like me. And
it's a launcher is what it
is. In general. So the first thing I noticed is there's no way to search on your phone once you have this. There's no search bar, there's no Google search, there's no...
It's 2 clicks in. I'm not going to keep watching this. I think that this guy is, basically saying he's biased. You're right. If you're used to the fact that the Android phones now have that Google search right on the front page, you'll say, where is it? But you can go into the search. Hey, I'm not on. I'm just talking to the chat room. I'm chatting.
Why are you chatting with the chat room? You have your mom here.
Because she's eating.
Oh.
Besides, what am I going to say? Hi, Mom. How's the soup? I talked a lot about it. Did you hear? Yeah, I talked a lot about it. Yeah. I haven't yet. I'm going to take that home, and I'm going to take that. We have to take that home, and the Kona that Karsten brought me. Karsten brought me that. I haven't tried it. Yeah. But I will also share with you this fine cigar from America's Alpha Male. Dave is here, over there, and you should say hi to him. He is also syndicated. I know. He does, what is it, Cigar Dave? Is that what you call yourself? The Cigar Dave Show. And he brought, well, I'm not going to have it now. Later we'll have a cigar. Johnny Jetta get mad at me. No, just kidding.
Go smoke a cigar, man.
You're a cigar smoker. I've seen you with a cigar in your mouth.
No. Not a long time.
I know. I kind of stopped when my kids said, don't smoke cigars. But I like them. I started in college. It was a bad
Have you ever chewed tobacco before?
No.
Oh, my God.
Did you used to do that?
No, I've done it a couple times. My brother used to.
It's a good way to get sick.
Yeah, he actually got cancer from it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, but jeez. I put it in my mouth once, and I got an instant headache within 10 seconds. This is not me.
Not me.
So, I forgot to tell you, I hosted my first travel Twitter chat on yesterday.
How did that go?
So we had a sponsor, and one of my buddies, Chris McGinnis, he used to be my travel guru, and we did it. We killed it. We were trending on Twitter.
You were trending?
Trending in all different cities. Called Travel Skills, and we're doing it every Friday from now on. So
Lisa's, this is Johnny Jett. We got to get this guy to do a travel show. Huh? She said for 3 months she's been telling me. Well, I sent you his email. Let's work it out.
I just got your email.
Huh? He's good. My mom says he's good. Well, can we do? I know you were hot to get new shows on. This would be a great one because you got as I always say, you got the talent, you got the content. No, she wants to do it, but we haven't moved on it. So.
But you just finally greenlighted it.
No, I greenlighted it before. I said we should do it.
Nice.
When you take that big old jet airliner to fly away, you got to listen to Johnny Jett before you go because he's our travel guru from JohnnyJett.com. Hi, John.
How you doing, Leo?
Are you still in Florida? Where are you now?
No, I'm back home in L.A. Actually, I was in Las Vegas last weekend, and next weekend I will actually have to push my hour. I think I'll have to push it back by an hour.
Where are you going?
Secret, but I'm going to be landing at 3 p.m. Eastern time.
I love it. I just love it. We live through you, John. We live through your amazing travel experiences. So today you want to talk a little bit about loyalty clubs.
Yeah, frequent flyer miles.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're not as good as they used to be.
Oh, without a doubt, they're not. But
I've used it. I just used it. My son just flew out to Boulder, Colorado from San Francisco because he's going to be a freshman in the fall at CU Boulder. Very excited. And he wanted to visit the campus. So I got tickets for him and his mom. Frequent flyer. It didn't cost me anything. But I had to use I couldn't use the Super Saver, right? It's United. I had to use the 50,000 miles each. So
oh, God.
I wiped out my account.
So you got to be a little flexible on those days. I was just booking a ticket for my wife right now. And, for her to leave on a Friday or Sunday was double miles. But to leave on Saturday wasn't. And so
interesting.
So that's the way to do it. But my first site for you is go to aa.com/award map.
So this is American Airlines.
This is American Airlines. So, I mean, there's obviously every airline, whatever airline you fly, you want to sign up to their loyalty program.
Can I just say, and I hope nobody takes this offense, but I hate United.
You hate United?
They turned into the Greyhound of the air, right? They're just like a flying bus.
Well, their mileage program is actually
But it's the best. That's why I do it. And they merged with Continental, so now you have a lot of choice. And especially to Denver, that's going to be the way for me to go. But I like American Airlines. I don't know why. I've always liked AA a lot better.
Well, American's program used to be a lot better before they merged.
Everybody's merged. Who did they merge with? U.S. Air? Who do they?
Yeah, just U.S. Air. It hasn't gone.
It hasn't happened yet.
No. But
so I'm looking at this map. I see a map, and it says I'm in. Go ahead.
So go to the top.
Yeah.
And put in SFO.
That's me.
Just put in SFO, keep Continental US, keep the date that it's in there.
Okay.
And then put in 12,500 miles.
Oh, 12,000. That's really low.
And then go to more options.
Yeah, okay.
And then click one way.
One way. So where can I go for a tiny little 12,500 miles one way? Nowhere, probably. Yeah, whoa, look at all the places I can go.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's like a Dr. Seuss book. All the places you'll go. Wow.
So, a lot of people don't know that American and United offer one-way fares.
Yeah, okay.
And that's half the miles.
Oh.
So, and a lot of times, you have your miles and you have no idea where you want to go. You just want to get away. And instead of going onto their site and trying to, guess different cities, they just came out with this new award map.
Better. Now,
that is brilliant.
Usually I know where I'm going, but this would be fun for people who just feel like getting out of town. And they would say, where can I go cheap?
And it's not only... the U.S., you can put in Hawaii, you can put Canada and Alaska, you can put Europe, Asia, you can even put your interests, beach or ski or golf.
Wow.
And how many miles you want to use.
That's nice.
That's what I like about it.
Good.
So,
well, now that Americans done it, I hope the others will.
I know, but since you're ragging on United, let me tell you who really has the worst program.
Who?
And that is Delta.
See, I don't care because I like Deltalina. I still fly Delta just to see her.
Did she ever contact you?
Never got a hold of it. It's
God.
all right.
She told me she was going to.
Oh, yeah, sure.
All right, I'm going to have to...
Deltalina is the amazing-looking...
She just got married.
Oh, she just got married. Supermodel-looking woman who used to be on the Delta safety video going about smoking, wagging her finger. No.
She's still on it. She has a guest appearance.
She does. She makes a little guest appearance.
But
so Delta does not have... You think, in your opinion, United is the best frequent flyer?
Well, to use your miles, I actually prefer American.
American.
Because I can always
always
get a last-minute ticket on American for cheap.
All right.
Or most of the time. United, to me, second, but everyone's different.
United Star Alliance. So when I fly, I like to go international. And frankly, what I like to use my miles for is upgrading.
Without a doubt. The time to use your miles are for upgrades or international business class tickets or first class or very last minute tickets. Let's say I'm going to New York this week. Instead of buying a ticket right now, I'll use my miles. And I use it a lot for Canada, by the way, because Canada has crazy fares for LA to Toronto.
Boy, it's so expensive.
It's like $450 one way last minute. So I just use 12,500 miles, which is a great deal. So, all right. So a lot of people can't figure out, if they should buy a ticket or if they should use their miles. So there's this one blogger, or I don't even know if he's a blogger. I never heard of him, but he has a website called milevalue.com. And he has this new calculator that he created, it's really clever. So what you do is you put in your ticket value, just don't put any numbers in there. Did you get the link to it? I sent you a direct link.
Oh, okay.
It's not right on.
Where
his
is it?
homepage.
But let's help our fans go there. Is it the award booking service? The free credit? No.
Yeah. Let me look back.
Oh, yeah. We got to find it here.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll put it in the show.
Or you can just Google mile value calculator.
That'll take us right to it. Thank you, Google.
Oh.
What would we do without Google? Yeah, that takes you right there. Mile value calculator.
Okay. And then the first option is ticket value. So don't put any number signs or anything, decimal points. Just put in 500.
500. Okay.
And then put, let's say, 250. And you can do decimal point for this one, 250, because that's usually a tax for a one-way fare.
$2.50?
Yeah, it's usually a security tax.
Yep.
And then miles used. And what this means is how many miles it's going to cost you. So let's do 12,500, no comma.
So we're seeing comparing if I use miles or should I pay cash?
Right. And then
what's miles foregone?
That's the next one. So how many miles you would have earned. So I'm doing
that's a good point. You don't get miles on frequent flyer award travel.
You got it, man. You're so clever.
Yeah.
But I'm using a hypothetical trip. Let's say New York, LA, New York. So it's we'll say 2,500 miles.
2,500. Now do the calculation.
And then calculate. Which I don't like about this site is that it shows you what it is at the bottom. So you have to scroll back down.
Well, they want you to see ads. Probably want to see all the ads, right? Yeah.
I don't know. It's
calculating. Well, it's slow. You know why it's slow, Johnny? There's about 1 million people listening who are using this now. All right. So we're going to go all the way to the bottom. I don't even see it anymore. Where is it?
Not in the very bottom, just right below the calculator.
Oh, the result, 3.31 cents per mile.
Right.
What does that do?
So that tells you how much it costs, or how much the value of the ticket would it be.
Okay.
So that's really good, because usually, most people value. This is where it gets confusing, by the way. But
so now I open my calculator, right, and I say, okay. So
no, you don't even really need to open your calculator, but because most people value miles at 2 cents per mile.
Oh, okay.
So if you're getting something over 2 cents per mile, you should use your miles.
Got it.
If you're not, then you should pay for the ticket. That's how most people do it. And I can never figure out, how to use my calculator, because I'm not a very good.
So I was just going to multiply 2,500 miles times whatever it was, 3 cents a mile, and that's how much. But what you really should just do is say, if it's more than 2 cents a mile, don't do it. Less than 2 cents a mile, do it.
The opposite.
If it's more than 2 cents a mile, do the frequent flyer miles.
Yes. If this is 3.3 cents per mile. So that's good.
That's good.
That's a good value. So
I get it. Okay, get it. I get it. Yeah, it's like $75 a ticket.
Otherwise, because some people use their miles to go from San Francisco to New York 3 months ahead of time when the ticket's only $200. That's not good value.
Not good value.
Wow,
this is cool.
Minute or for the big trips.
So this is a very useful milevalue.com, but just search for mile value calculator to go straight to the calculator. John is amazing. JohnnyJet.com. Follow him on Twitter @JohnnyJet, and tune in every week because he gives us such great travel tips. Your computer is your best travel friend. Thanks, Johnny. Safe travels. See you next time. Bye-bye.
All right.
He is so good. You're so good. So yeah, we definitely want to do a show with you. We got to figure it out. If we just did like a 5-minute show with those 2 tips.
Perfect.
Gangbusters.
Let's do it.
And we could tie it into your Twitter chat and the whole thing.
I would love it. And by the way, I have 2 days left in my 2 tickets to Switzerland on Swiss. And we only have 6,000 people.
I'll plug that when I plug that when we come back. So 2 days left, and there's only 6,000 entries, so you have a pretty good chance of winning.
So 2 tickets to Switzerland on Swiss, plus you get 2 first-class rail passes, 8-day rail passes.
Oh man, I would just go. I would just say so long. See you later.
I've been telling all my friends, listen, I hope one of my friends wins. But we have contests every 2 weeks, and none of them ever win.
Well, that's probably good, Johnny. I know,
but
a lot of your friends were winning.
I don't get to pick it.
Oh, Swiss Air picks it.
No, it's actually not Swiss Air, by the way. It's just Swiss. They get really mad when people say Swiss
there's a
Air,
difference. Okay.
Yeah, it's Swiss International Airlines.
See, they need to. This is good for them.
That's right.
Publicize
it. But no, we have a third-party tool that's really cool, a promo tool that does it all.
That's neat.
Yeah.
That's neat.
And actually, everyone gets an extra entry for each Twitter follow they do, Facebook follow, for me, for Swiss. It's a win-win for everybody.
Get in there, Anna, right now.
All right.
Thank you, John.
All right, take care.
Oh, apparently Swiss Air went out of business, so it's probably a big
yes,
difference.
That's why.
Kind of important distinction.
Yeah. Yes.
So where is it on the front page here?
Should be the second, right below the
Scott's Fest, Artful Surprise.
Don't let winter weather bog you down.
There it
Boog
is.
You down.
Boog you down. Don't let winter weather boog you down.
Yeah, it should say win tickets, but
pronounced Sechseleuten. The Sechseleuten Festival in Zurich. Yeah, that's good. That's a fun place to go. You go there, and you have lots of Sechseleuten. All right. All right. Thanks, Johnny.
All right.
You're great. Really, really fun. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
All right. I'll plug this when we come back on the radio.
Thanks.
Thank you. See you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Go to mini.com. Remember, meeting is believing. Sechseleuten. I'm going to Sechseleuten. How was your chili, mother?
It wasn't chili. It was clam chowder.
Oh, how was the chowder? Chowder was good. And then you've got a salad there. You can have that. Yeah.
And there it is over there.
I'm having chicken noodle soup. It's good too.
Delicious. Can I stand up?
You can stand up and walk around. Don't worry about it. Just don't knock it. You can stand in front of it. Just don't knock it.
I could stand in front of it.
What do you want to do?
I just want to get the garbage. I want to pick
Yeah, you can move. You may move around in the studio. Just don't hit it.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I should have told you. You can go anywhere you want. Get up, sit down, move around, block the camera, anything you want. Just don't stand in front of it for like a long time. But even if you did, I would just switch cameras. You can move around.
Okay.
Yeah, and you see, there you are. That's you. There's a little head for my mother there.
Yeah. I think I was just picking the grains out of my teeth. Look, they caught me doing that.
I'm pinching your head. Loquacious One says, you are now free to move around the cabin.
Is it going to show me standing up?
It's showing you right now.
I know.
You want me to take it off of you?
No, it's fine.
Yes, it will show you standing up.
I like to be on it because my game players want to see me.
Yes, all the people she plays games with want to see her.
Hi. This is so fun, honey. Where's my phone? I'm so excited by that phone now.
Yeah, after listening to us talk about it, huh?
No,
She says she's very excited about the Galaxy Note.
Live read is Carbonite.
Thank you, sir. Leo Laporte, the tech guy, 8888 Ask Leo. That's the number. Questions, comments, suggestions, tips. I wanted to mention Johnny Jet. His website is johnnyjet.com, JOHNNY jet.com. And if you go there, he is giving away, I guess, 2 tickets to Switzerland on Swiss Air, including a rail pass, I think. And there's 2 more days left in that. So the entry that you should click on is "Don't let the winter weather bug you down." It's like the second entry at johnnyjet.com, and you can enter that contest. Rules and information all available on the website. All right, moving along now. Let's see here. Bruce in Mission Viejo, California. Leo Laporte, the tech guy. Hi, Bruce.
Hi.
What can
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What can I do for you?
I've been waiting for the answer to this question for your show for a long time, but nobody's ever asked the question, so I'll ask.
Sometimes you just got, if you want a job done right, Bruce, you got to do it yourself.
I guess so. I run a Mac Pro, and I have ESET as my antivirus, and my work is Windows-based, so I also run Windows 7 on my computer.
I do the same thing. Yeah, I have Windows 7 and OS 10 on my Mac Pro.
Do I need a separate Windows-based antivirus program on the computer?
Yeah, you do. You can download Clam AV, which is an open source free Mac-based, well, actually it runs on every operating system, but a free antivirus that has Windows scanning capability built in. So it would see the second drive and scan it. But That's not the same thing as having an antivirus running, which I think is more important, frankly, than the scanning. Have an antivirus running while you're using Windows 7 on your Mac.
Right.
Because what you want is something that's sitting there saying no, blocking virus-like activity, stuff like that.
Right.
You know what? You don't need to spend a lot of money. If you wanted to put Nod 32 on there, you'd have to buy a separate license. You could do that.
Sure.
Or you could just use Microsoft Security Essentials. The nice thing about you're running it in boot camp?
Actually, I'm running Convergence, so they both run at the same time.
Okay, so you're running in virtualization.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the nice thing about that is you can take a snapshot at any time of your virtual drive. So if you get an infection, you just throw it out and use it. So I would make sure you take a snapshot now, and whenever you make significant changes, and then that way, if you get an infection, it's the easiest thing in the world. You throw out the virtual drive.
That's perfect.
You put it in the trash can. It's a nice feeling, I got to tell you. Oh, I'm infected. Throw it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a good way to go. Terrific. The reason I don't have work to do on my Mac Pro, but I run games in my boot camp partition. So that's how I play BioShock Infinite. It's not yet out. It will be out in May on the Macintosh. That's how I do Skyrim. It's still the case, unfortunately, that a lot of the best games don't come out for Mac. Diablo 3 did, but still waiting for a few to come out on the Mac side. So that's where you have a boot partition, your boot camp. Makes it very easy to do. And on the line from Oceanside, California. Hi, Ann. Leo Laporte, the tech guy.
Leo, I have about 4 minutes left on my phone. I have a prepaid tax phone.
That's fine. I only have about 4 minutes left on the show, so we're perfect.
Oh, good, great. Okay, I just got a temporary one of those plugins for through Cricket to get on a wireless service.
Okay.
Oh, you hear me? Okay, and I called about a router, and the guys.
So you're using it on a cell phone?
No, I have a regular AT&T landline.
But the Cricket, the Cricket is using the Cricket's using 3G technology, cell phone technology, right?
Okay, it has nothing to do with the cell phone. I just went and bought one of the other called a toggle. You plug it into the back of your computer, like a little thing through an SBC, whatever they call it, into one of those little things. It looks like something you would put your mouse into. At the end of it has something you plug into the back of your computer. It's
and what's it hooking up to?
Okay, let's see.
Is it giving you internet access through the air?
Yes, I have. It's wireless.
And it's connecting to what?
Okay, well, let's see. I have this old desktop plugged into the wall. And
I'll save you time because we only have a few minutes, Ann. It's connecting to the cell. I believe it's connecting because it's Cricket. It's connecting to the 3G wireless data. You don't need a router. That is a router. And the 3G is much safer than the public internet. I think you're fine. But I would turn on your... Go ahead.
Well, my neighbor said they can see an open line here. I said, can you see an open line? And as soon as I turned the computer on, so does that mean people can see...
Yeah, that's not right. What do they see? Do they see your name?
They didn't. Well, I don't know. They didn't click it. They just saw if they wanted to go on and use an open source, they could do it. I don't have an email account. I haven't even got an email yet.
I don't think that's a Wi-Fi. That Cricket USB device, I don't believe is Wi-Fi. I think it's only for your computer. They're seeing somebody else's, I believe, because it's plugged into your computer via USB, right?
Yes. And I wonder, do I have to get a router? Because they said it'd be about $200.
No, but I don't think they're seeing you. So ask them, what name do you see?
Okay.
If
I
there's,
don't have a name. I haven't named anything.
Yeah, but that's what you ask them. You see something. What is it you see? Does it say Cricket? Does it say your name?
I think they said it said something about Lexus or something.
Yeah, I don't think it's you, unless you've turned on in your computer the ability to share the internet.
Okay, see, I don't know how to control. I'm total computer illiterate, and I just needed to get internet service immediately because I have to look up.
What version of Windows are you using?
Huh?
What version of Windows are you using?
Oh, this is Vista. It's an old computer.
Okay, make sure, most importantly, Ann, that you keep it up to date. Run Windows Update regularly.
Okay, now what I did was I paid for this device that I just plugged into the back of the computer. Then I paid for 30 days of service through Cricket, and I don't know then if I'm on open Wi-Fi. I don't really probably have to go buy a router. Then that's what I was worried about.
I don't think. I mean, I'm looking at what Cricket offers. I believe that what you have is not Wi-Fi, that it's plugged directly into your computer, and that it's using the 3G cell network to provide you with internet access. It's oh,
I see.
Yeah, it's Cricket Wireless. If it is, what I don't know. Do you know the name of the product you're using? Anything more than that?
You mean a product? You mean that thing I stuck into the back?
Yeah. What is the name of that thing?
It says Cricket on the front, and in the back it just says, it's so tiny I can hardly see it. This device complies with...
Yeah, I don't need that stuff. That's just the FCC.
Here, it says tri-band.
Sideband? It says sideband?
Tri-T, like in...
Oh, tri-band. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know what that means. What I'm looking at, what Cricket sells is a... I don't think is Wi-Fi. If it is, you want to go into the settings. You do not need a router, because it is a router. But you do need to go in the settings and make it not public. Leo Laporte, the tech guy. Here we go. When we come back, I will address this. Obviously, I ran out of time. Oh, what is this? Your phone is compatible with the new technology.
The internet is an absolute necessity for our everyday life. We all know there's a lot of dangerous stuff.
Their tri-band is not Wi-Fi tri-band. It's 3G tri-band. So that's not what they're talking about. They're talking about not Wi-Fi, but 3G data. That's a 3G device. I mean, maybe Cricket offers. I don't see that they offer a MiFi. That's the question. What do you have? Is it a MiFi? Broadband. Cricket broadband. Let's look here. Cricket broadband mobile data. Yeah, I think this is fine. I don't know what people are seeing. Doesn't mean that they're seeing her. Yeah, they offer a 4G LTE solution. They offer a 3G solution. But I don't understand. I'm not sure what this is that she's purchased. Hi, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome. What? Hi, Heather. Oh, we're interviewing you. No, stay here.
Because I was like, I'm not a guest on the show. I'm just me.
She's our potential call screener. So, great to meet you. I'm Leo. I'll show you. Actually, this is a good time to do it. I'm going to give you a break, ladies and gentlemen. And I will be right back. This thing is very informal, very relaxed here. Well, hey, how are you today? Leo Laporte here, the tech guy. Time to talk about computers and the internet, cell phones and camcorders, MP3 players, home theater, travel too, I guess, and all that jazz. 8888 Ask Leo. We were talking before the break with, was it Michelle, about her internet access. And I've been looking at the Cricket website. What this is, I think, is a mobile broadband device. Now, she says hers plugs into the computer, but I think that's probably just for power. My guess is this is a Wi-Fi device. So that's probably what her neighbors are seeing. It's, they're probably seeing Cricket Wi-Fi or something like that. And you're absolutely right. That's something you don't want them to see, Michelle. So here's what you want to do. You want to go in the settings. By the way, this is a router. She said, should I have a router? This is a router. If any device that can connect more than one thing at a time to the internet is a router by its nature. And by its nature, anything that is a router, a broadband sharing device, is also a very effective firewall. Because what happens is the bad guys, instead of hitting your computer directly, hit this intermediate device and they just bounce right off. Because the cricket's dumb. The bad guy comes and in effect says, I'd like to hack your system. And the cricket goes, huh? I don't know. And bounces it right off. So that's why you want a router. A router is an effective barrier between you and the outside world. That's what this cricket is. But you do need to configure it properly. So what I want you to do is look at your cricket manual. You must have gotten some manual with that, or maybe nowadays nobody prints any paper with their hardware. They just say, go online and read the manual. But what you need to know is how to get into the settings on the modem, on the router. Wait a minute now. The chat room saying this is not a Wi-Fi. No, it is a Wi-Fi device. It is a Wi-Fi device. So you need to know how to get into it, which means opening a browser and typing in the address of the device, which is going to be something like 192.168.1.1 or something like that. This, by the way, what I'm about to tell her is the same for anybody using a Wi-Fi router. This is what you need to know when you set up a Wi-Fi router. These are the things you should do with a new Wi-Fi router to make yourself more secure. And incidentally, router manufacturers, for the most part, don't do this. Their biggest interest is not having you call them and saying, it won't work. They don't want to hear from you. That's expensive. So what they do is they make it so it works right out of the box. But that may not be the most secure setup. Just because it works doesn't mean you can say, good, it's done. And that's what everybody does. Sure, that's what Michelle, oh, it's working fine. And then her neighbor said, hey, Michelle, we see your internet access. Is that right? Whoops. So the way to do this is to you need the manual. It'll tell you what the address of your router is. It's going to be some specialized 192.168 something. You're going to open your browser, enter that in, and you're going to get a login. Now, the manual will also say what the login to your router is. It's a default. Usually it's something like admin, or admin, and it's blank, or it's blank, blank. But it's some default. That, by the way, should worry you, because that means, well, you don't need to know anything. You just need to know what the default is for that router. That's right. So we want to change that. So you're going to get into the settings, and the first thing you're going to turn on, the very first thing, is encryption. Now, ideally, if everything is relatively up to date on your network, including the computers, the laptops, the tablets, the phones, everything you're going to use with this device, you're going to turn on WPA2 encryption. That's the best, the strongest, and frankly, the only one that works reliably. WPA2 encryption. It's going to ask you for a password. Don't use an English language word. Don't use monkey. Don't use sex. Don't use any common English. Ideally, it's a random combination of letters, numbers, and punctuation. I'll leave it to you. You want it something that you can remember, but you just don't want it to be something that's in the dictionary. So you want to enter a new password. You remember that password because for the first time any of your devices logs into this new Wi-Fi access spot, you'll need the password. So write that password down. It's okay to write it down. Just don't, post it in your window. My access spot is named Doggy and the password is Monkey, and then put that in your window. That would be bad. But if you can write it down, you can put it in a notebook, you can put it on your computer, you can put it even on a sticky note. And then you want to do a couple more things. You do want to change the name of your access point to something not generic. The reason is the generic name tells a bad guy what brand of router you're using. Then why give him any information? Don't give it your address or your home family name either. I use, I use Dead Rock Stars. Something that, if I see Hendrix, Joplin, Morrison, I know it's one of mine. Something you can remember. It could be Constellations, just something. So rename it. You want to change the default login, right? The login and password, because you don't want other people to be able to do that. And it's important that you turn off. There's two things you want to turn off. One is called UPnP. UPnP you want to turn off, and you want to turn off WAN administration. Now, they may use different names for this, but what you're turning off is the ability for devices to silently reprogram your router, and you're turning off the ability for somebody outside your network to reprogram your router. You're trying to lock it down. Turn off UPN. We'll put this in the show notes, techguylabs.com, step by step. James DeRuvo's writing this down, the step by step. The last thing you want to do, just to be really safe, is to go to Steve Gibson's Shields Up site. It's grc.com. And you're going to run Shields Up. This tells you if your router is configured securely. It gives you a lot of information. Steve's very good about that, about what the router's doing. And in particular, he has a new thing that we talked about a couple of weeks ago that detects a bug in many commonly used routers. So you'll run Shields Up, and you also want to run his UPnP probe, his instant UPnP exposure test. And you want to make sure that that's green. If it's not, then you are a little bit at risk. So the UPnP probe says whether you're vulnerable to this kind of well-known attack. You do all that, and your little Cricket device is absolutely as safe as anything else on the internet, including wired router. It's fine. I know that was a bunch of things. You can go through the steps one by one on our website, techguylabs.com. But don't put it off. Do it. It was nice of your neighbors to say, hey, we see you. We see you. Maybe you could share your internet with them as a thank you. If they see you, that's a bad thing. Abraham, Santa Monica, Leo Laporte, the tech guy. Hi, Abraham.
Hi, how are you, Leo?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm great, Leo. I've got a Toshiba all-in-one 23-inch, and over the past month, my Internet Explorer has been acting up. I had Internet Explorer 10, then I had to downgrade it to Internet Explorer 9.
Oh, that's not good.
And now I'm at Explorer 8.
When you say acting, that's bad. The farther back you go, the less secure it is. What is the acting up? What's going on?
I cannot print any web pages. Specifically, when I go to my bank and I download my receipts, it will not print anything, and it will give me an error message saying Internet Explorer closed the window and it's reopened.
Oh, it's crashing on you. Yeah, I'm using Windows 8 with IE 10. It crashes on me all the time. My advice, use Chrome. Yep. Stop using IE. Use Google Chrome.
Oh, okay.
It's free. Or Firefox. Although Chrome, in my opinion, Chrome's the best out there right now.
I've done both Chrome and
same problem? Mozilla. Same problem? Then Windows is the problem, not the browser. Leo Laporte, the tech guy. So I see you nodding. So you use computers? You're a little computer literate? Good. Well, I know, but that's all right. Hey, the fact that you nodded when I said use Chrome is good to me. So what do you do for a living? What are you doing now?
To work without meetings. They're essential.
Okay.
And they're not bad. It's a great way to share ideas, solve problems, develop creative solutions. But it's
What show?
so hard sometimes. Your team's spread out in different locations. Getting them together in one room, virtually impossible.
So you were working at KGO.
You use GoToMeeting with HD Faces. A powerfully simple and I might say effective way to meet and collaborate online.
Didn't work.
Make your meetings more effective, more powerful. Get people together
Good.
from all over the world. You can be anywhere, no matter where you're located. GoToMeeting allows you to share the same screen, so you're on the same page and with a built-in.
Well, as far as I'm
video
concerned, you're hired. I mean, no, seriously, I think you're perfect.
Face-to-face and
Yeah.
so easy to use.
Okay, it would be more of whether you want to make the
Your
drive.
phone, your tablet, and even your iPad.
Yeah.
Try GoToMeeting free for
We're
30 days. Visit
good.
GoToMeeting.com.
Good.
The try it free button for our special.
Yeah, that was fine. That's pretty typical.
Promo code
The
Leo.
calls,
GoToMeeting.com.
you know what? I'll give you feedback as we go. But you'll know. I can handle anything. I'll just hang up on them or put them on hold. So I'll let you know. But the calls that we don't want are ones where it's very specific and not going to have a broad general interest. In this case, she was talking about a specific kind of hardware that probably isn't very common, but it allowed me to kind of do a larger thing on what to do to protect yourself, which everybody who uses Wi-Fi should know. So that's often what I'll do. But we don't want somebody saying, I can't print, my computer won't, if it's a real, I hate to say we don't want, I hate to say anything, because I can, sometimes we do want those, we can have fun with them. So mostly it's getting people to say not to say how are you doing, to get them, to help them phrase the, it's the stuff you've already done. I mean, I'm thrilled to have somebody who has your experience. Because, I mean, what you did for Dean Adele is exactly what, it's the same kind of specialized, somewhat techie kind of show. So it's going to be very similar to that. It's going to be very similar to that. One of the things that we have problems with the chat room, oh, by the way, that chat room is always going all the time. One of the things the chat rooms remind me to tell you is that we do have people come in all the time who are trying to plug their website. So you had the same problem. It's a normal problem. So we sometimes you have to read between the lines. I don't mind a little bit, but it bothers the audience if we got too much of people just calling in to plug. So there's no plugs. So they know everything. They're listening right now. So we're always streaming. This is not the radio audience. This is the live studio audience, which is it ranges between 3,000 to 5,000 people. Like, how do they know who you? Yeah. Well, I don't even. You're not Mike. They might have heard me talking back to you. But no, yeah. So that's one thing you should know is that we're always on. I should have warned you before we. Right. We're always on. So the cameras are always on. We're always streaming. But this isn't being heard on Premiere. We're in a Premiere break.
Right.
This might be on the podcast, though, for instance, which we put out, and that's about 50,000 downloads per show. And then there's about 5,000 or 6,000 people watching most of the time. There are not signs all over. There is a sign somewhere. Oh, and Mom, I didn't tell Mom about this. There's a spy cam always on up there. There's 5 of those. So basically, don't pick your nose.
Right. That was the feed, and so far I haven't.
No, we're always on. And these are the drop. I'll show you real quickly. Yeah, Mom, sorry. I should have. Well, I'll show you what they're seeing. It's not. So there's 6 drop cams. Yeah, there's 6 drop cams, and the studio one is not. It's not showing that. It's not showing that much. Here we go. Anybody who wants to go online, not everybody. Leo Laporte, the tech guy, 8888 Ask Leo, 888-827-5536. Toll free from anywhere in the U.S. Outside the U.S., please call. Lots of listeners all over the world, but you'll have to use Skype or some other solution to call that number. 1-888-827-5536. We were talking to Abraham in Santa Monica who had trouble printing. Chat room saying, this isn't that unusual. And we've got a link we'll put in the show notes, Abraham, at techguylabs.com for people who are having trouble. But if you're having trouble with all browsers printing, then it's not the browser, is it? It's Windows. And you know what? If you have trouble printing with Windows, I'm not the guy to call. I don't know what to say on that one. There's so many things that can go wrong. Boris in New York City. Hey, Boris, Leo Laporte, the tech guy.
Hey, Leo, great fan of all your shows.
Thank you.
Really love everything you guys do. So thanks for everything. Thanks for doing what you do. And I just picked up an iPad Mini against your recommendation. I know you didn't recommend it.
No, I like the iPad Mini. No, don't get me wrong.
You voted it down.
Okay, I'll tell you why. Because I was mad at Apple that they didn't make it Retina-based. And I think that this year they probably will. In other words, the screen is only 1024 by 768. But having said that, that's the iPad I use at home every day. It's really, it's my favorite iPad.
Yeah, no, I really love it. And
yeah, it's just not as, it should be higher quality screen. It's annoying that Apple chose a lower quality screen in there. But, that Apple's got to have some way of getting you to buy the next one.
Yeah. And you can always sell your old one on Gazelle.com, right? So it works out.
He's been listening to our ads. I like you, Boris. I don't know what it is about you. I just naturally like you. What can I do for you?
I feel the same way. So
Thank you.
Wanted to know if you can recommend a good case for the iPad mini, because I was looking at the OtterBox and it's kind of bulky. So I wanted to know if you can recommend something that protects the iPad, but also gives it a kickstand feature.
Yeah, see, I don't put a case on my stuff, but that's because I get a new one every few months. So it's not the end of the world if it doesn't break. And the iPad is so tiny, I hate to put it in a case. But I can't, there is something I can recommend, actually, that I really like a lot. And I have one for the big iPad, and I think he's making one for the little one. He carves bamboo into a wooden shell that goes around the iPad that would protect it. Oh, but you want a kickstand too, don't you?
Yeah, that would be
kickstand. Yeah, that won't do the kickstand. Chat. I'm gonna ask the chat room. Somebody in the chat room says they like the in-case. In-case does make some very nice cases. Those neoprene cases, though, don't have a kickstand either. You know what I use, but it's not as protective. And they do make one for the iPad Mini. I use the Logitech ultra-thin PC, iPad keyboard and cover. But it's not very protective. In fact, it's just really, it snaps onto the iPad. But it does give you a keyboard. And they do make one now for the Mini. They make a small one for the Mini.
I will have to check that out.
Actually, I take it back. In-case does have a kickstand. The origami is really nice. I would look at the origami. If you want a keyboard, the origami is a kickstand that holds the iPad and a keyboard in it. That's kind of amazing. Do you need a keyboard for your iPad, or are you content with just the tablet?
I actually bought a keyboard for it. It was a Bluetooth. Let me see the brand here. It is a Logitech.
Yeah, you got it. That's the one.
So I do have.
So it's not very protective, is it? Yeah.
No, not really.
Yeah. I would look at the, so thank you, chat room. They actually gave me a good recommendation, because I do like the in-case stuff. The in-case book jacket, which makes it look a little bit like one of those Moleskine notebooks, with a little rubber band across the, so it's nice because people think, oh, he's got a notebook. They don't think, oh, he's got a tablet. And it has a kickstand feature that lets you stand it up. You know what? I'm going to buy this. That's nice. I had one of these for the old iPad that I really liked. In-case, INCASE. If you go incase.com.
I will have to check
$50.
that out.
They have it in black, gray, or burgundy. Burgundy. And I think this is I like it when it has a little strap. I just feel more secure. It's not going to fall out. And it's a great disguise. People look at it and they go, he's just carrying around one of those cheap Moleskine notebooks. That's nothing. I ain't going to steal that. Thanks for the call, Boris. Thanks for listening. I appreciate it. Josh in Royersford, PA. Hey, Josh. Leo Laporte, the tech guy.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I would be doing better if my computer actually worked.
Why is it that everybody who calls me has a computer Oh, that's right. This is the tech guy show. Yeah.
You're the tech guy. That's why.
Nobody calls me with fertilizer issues, problems with their perennials. No. It's all computer problems.
I have a fertilizer issue.
No, please don't. What can I do for you, Josh?
Well, this is the problem. My computer, it says that it's locked, and it won't unlock at all. The only thing I can do with it is turn it on and turn it off. But,
Now, when it says it's locked, does it say it before it boots Windows? Does it say it like with little gray letters on a black screen? How's it saying it's locked?
Yeah, it starts off as that. It says like a bunch of crap. I have no idea. My mom knows all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's booting up. It shows you all the drives, blah, blah, blah. But it's all black characters on a white characters on a black screen, right?
Yeah. And before, and then it goes onto my screen, and then it doesn't go to the internet or anything like that, or it doesn't connect.
Does it show? Does it boot Windows?
No, it doesn't at all.
Okay. So the reason I ask this is you can have locks at different stages. And there's a low-level lock called a BIOS lock. You might even have a lower-level hard drive lock. And this won't let it even boot Windows. It won't even boot into the computer mode. It'll just say, nope.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it says in order to unlock it, you have to go to like a CVS or Walgreens or something and get this money pack card.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on there. Does it say, hey, this is the FBI. You've been doing illegal things with the computer. Now, we could throw you in jail for the rest of your life, but instead we're going to get you to give us $300 by going to Walmart and sending us a gift card.
Exactly, type deal, yeah.
Yeah, you think the FBI really does that?
I know for a fact that
it's a virus.
Like they could.
No, Josh, it's a virus.
Like. Okay.
It's a new kind of virus called ransomware. You've got one that's very common.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it says Department of Justice. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, the Department of Justice asks people to send them money pack cards. No. No.
Stupid, I know.
Yeah, it's not. Well, you knew better. You knew it wasn't the DOJ, but you were wondering, well, what do I do now?
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like it won't let me do anything. I can't unlock it.
Yeah. So this is ransomware, and they might unlock it, they might not. As long as they get the money, they don't really care, right? So there are ways to remove this. If you have another computer you can go to, but the truth is the best thing to do would be to bring it into a shop, a Best Buy or somewhere where there's some experts. They'll go, oh yeah, ransomware. You got the money pack. I hope they don't humiliate you because it's an easy thing to do. It's a virus. What you really should do is rebuild the computer from a known good source, but they can help you. Leo Laporte, the tech guy. Yeah, this is a great article on Ars Technica. These guys, turns out they were Spanish. Now, maybe they weren't. Whoops. Whoa. Oh, Flash wants to update. What a surprise. Right now. Yeah, it's the same crap premiere. We're in break horns, and we can't change it because all the locals, that's how they know we're in break.
Right. Towards the end, we were using Beastie Boys mix-up tape.
We can change it if it really bugs you. No, we've been using it for 8 years or something. I'm a little inured to it. It doesn't, Actually, the only nice thing about it is I know when we're almost out of break. Hey, I got to do a commercial here real quick. So we do make a podcast out of this, and we have our own commercials in the podcast, which is what I'm about to do right now. From LegalZoom, first time on the Tech Guy, and I'm really glad to have him. You've heard of them, LegalZoom.com, right? Have you heard me talk about them? They're not a law firm. They were created by lawyers, I think, like 12 years ago, to help people do legal work without having to pay for a high-priced lawyer. That was the whole idea. And they can give you can do an LLC there. That's how I did our LLC, and we're still using it, by the way, even though now we spend thousands on a legal firm because I guess we're a big company or something. But the LLC is still the one I did for $99. How about that? You can incorporate it for $99. You can now. This is one people don't think about. Trademark. Are you a blogger with a name or maybe a company? You got to trademark that to protect it. We trademarked Twit. How about your family? You got a last will and testament. If you don't have a will, the government decides what to do with your assets, with your kids. You don't want that. And the new thing that LegalZoom's added since I used them, which is great, they have now the LegalZoom legal plan. They have pre-negotiated fees with attorneys in almost every state now. So you can, if you're going through the check, and this is just a questionnaire, boom, boom, boom. But you're going through it and you say, well, I got a question about it. I want to start my little startup here. I had a question, actually. I said, where should I incorporate, California or Delaware? And I had to ask around, but see, you can actually go to their LegalZoom plan attorneys and say, what's the pros and cons of both? They'll tell you at a pre-negotiated fee. You could choose the attorney based on reviews on the profile, which makes it very easy. So you got everything now. Business services, personal services, trademark and intellectual property, wills and trusts, LegalZoom.com. We want them to know that you saw it on the Tech Guy, so we're going to give you a little reward as you check out. If you go to LegalZoom.com and decide to buy one of their services, use an offer code TechGuy, and we'll give you $10 just for saying thank you. A little thank you for telling them where you heard it. LegalZoom.com. Don't delay. Get that will, get that trademark, get that LLC now. LegalZoom.com. Leo Laporte, the tech guy. Don't be bit by that ransomware stuff. I just was reading an article, thanks to our chat room. Apparently, they have busted Spanish police have busted a gang on Wednesday. 10 people who were involved in one of these schemes. Now, I don't think it's just one group of people. Because, these viruses, they're passed around. You can buy them online. You can go to virus portals and say, hey, here's $50. I'd like to buy a virus. And then, it's up to you to get it on somebody's system. But the European Cybercrime Center estimates that the people they busted, the criminal operation, affected tens of thousands of computers worldwide, bringing in profits in excess of €1 million a year. That's $1.34 million. And that's probably a small group. The suspect was a 27-year-old Russian. He was arrested in December in the United Arab Emirates and now awaits extradition to Spain. So this is a very international operation. That's why, by the way, they want you to send them money pack cards, because they want it to be untraceable, right? And they're not in the U.S. If it were really the Department of Justice, they'd probably say, come downtown. We'd like to talk to you, but it ain't. It's 2 Ukrainians, 6 Russians, and 2 Georgians. The ministry said the operation remains open, that is the bust, suggesting more arrests could be forthcoming. They call it a police virus because it puts up a notice that appears to come from law enforcement, in this case, European law enforcement, asking for €100. Now, that'd be funny if the Department of Justice said, we want €100. That'd be kind of a giveaway. Yeah, we'll take it in Swedish kroner, please. But it's the same idea. It's the same idea. In fact, it probably is the same exact virus, but they just changed the logo. Do not expect that the arrest will change this. There's plenty more where that came from. According to the New York Times, Rob Rainwright, who is Europol's director, estimated that about 3% of those people who got the virus paid. That's what makes it worthwhile. 3% paid. Most of us go, come on. But enough people go, oh, that it's well worth it, €1 million a year. He also said there are 48 mutations of this. That means there's 48 different people using, he says it uses the idiom and logo of each specific police service. Even Europol and my own name have been used. Oh, I bet he was mad about that. So don't expect that this bust is going to change anything. But nevertheless, this proves, what's going on and that it's extremely profitable. 3% netted €1 million. Computer security experts in the U.S., according to the Times, estimate that computer criminals make about $5 million a year in the U.S. on ransomware. Others say too conservative. We don't know. It's hard to know. And that's why they use those money pack cards. It's untraceable. It's also a giveaway. Yeah, I'm with the Department of Justice. Carlo, Ontario, Canada. Leo Laporte, the tech guy. Hi, Carlo. Hello, Carlo. How are you?
Actually, I'm not Carlos. I'm Brian.
Okay, I'll talk to Brian. I don't care. From Alexandria, Ohio. I pushed the wrong button. Carlo, you're next. Hi, Brian. Thank you.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. So I'm looking at buying some shoes. This is the right show, right?
You're looking. Say again?
I'm looking at buying some shoes. This is the right show, right?
Yeah. Sure. Zappos.com. Z-A-P-P-O-S. Yeah,
Question answered.
That's where I get all my shoes.
All right. My real question is...
I like that. From now on, all the calls, please ask me something that's non-technical. That's good. I like that. Makes it much easier. My life is easier. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Brian.
No, that's fine. My question is, I work for a hospice, and I won't get into EMR or the HIPAA stuff, but I have a patient that can't answer the phone because he's physically, bound, but
Right.
he can move his arms and stuff.
Okay.
So I wanted to see what kind of phone or device that he could use to be able to, click to answer the phone, either a cell phone or a landline.
Well, could he have would it work for him to have a cordless phone?
Well, no, he can't pick things up.
Okay.
so he can't like pick up the receiver or pick up the, essentially pick up the phone. He would like to see if there's like a motion sensor. Or
oh, interesting. So it can't be a button that he pushes. So it couldn't be like a headset he's wearing with a button or anything like that.
Correct. So we have gotten him a Bluetooth headphone, but he can't lift his arm up to the side of his head to push the button. So.
Here's the good news. There are a number of them that you can talk to.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Blue Ant, for instance, makes one. So does Plantronics. That once it's on and on your head, the phone rings. And the nice thing is, not only does the phone ring, it says, Joe is calling. And then you say, answer phone, and it answers.
Oh, good. Okay. That's huge. Okay.
Yeah, they work pretty well, too.
Okay. And I have one more question, if that's okay.
Okay.
Okay, I watch your Know-How show, which is amazing, by the way.
Little podcast we do, Ayaz Akhtar and I, we show you how to do stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and you've taught me a lot. I work in IT, and you've taught me more than my job sometimes. So.
I'll tell Ayaz, that makes me happy, because that's really the goal of that show. Yeah. Good.
I'm in your Google Plus community, too.
Yeah, Know-How on Google Plus. Yep.
Little plug for Know-How.
Yep.
Anyways, I'd like to see, we do some training for our nurses and such. We'd like to be able to do like how you guys have like, you're showing your desktop, but you're also showing you're doing, and then the viewers are able to see both of you.
Yeah. Well, we did build a small $1 million television studio to make that happen.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's not exactly off the shelf.
Okay. Do you mind could I borrow it?
Yeah, just come on over. They're actually, so you want to have, it's called picture-in-picture, or in some cases it would be a double box, where you have two screens melded into one. And, of course, you see this on TV all the time. In fact, my goal, because they used to do this on CNBC, remember they did the Octo box on CNBC where they'd have 8 analysts on screen.
Yes.
That's, television switching hardware will do that. But there are ways. There's software ways to do it. There's software ways to do that. Wirecast will do it. Hey, John, what do we use as, say again? VidBlaster. But VidBlaster,
yeah. That's $500 or $600, is that right?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's probably more than you want to spend for this.
Well,
what are the two pictures? Is there one a screen, or what are the two pictures of?
Yeah, basically, we'd like to have like our nurses that do the training for the other nurses or home health aides, and we'd like for them to be able to view it either via live or pre-recorded or things like that, and watch it later. So we can do not like necessarily a PowerPoint, but be able to see the slide essentially. And then,
okay, so they're seeing a slide, and you want to have an inset of the trainer, their trainer's head. Yeah, well, there's a lot of software that will do that. Camtasia on the Windows side, on the Mac side. There's screencast software that will, because that's what you want to do is a screencast, which means I want to show my screen, but then I'd like video of me in that screen. There's some really. Are you on a Mac or PC?
I'm on both actually.
There's good Mac software to do that.
I just acquired a MacBook Air or MacBook Pro. Sorry.
Yeah, that would. So if you can do the production, like you want to show screens on the MacBook Pro, and you want to have it will use the camera on the Mac for your face, and then it allows you to after the fact edit it, and so TechSmith makes this. TechSmith,
and all this will be in your show notes, right?
Yeah, of course. Screencast.com. And it's very cool, and it's not. I think it's not very expensive. And then there are free versions of VidBlaster and free versions of Wirecast, and you should also look at Ustream.com because they offer a video producer that'll do this for free. Leo Laporte, the tech guy. So, how soon could you start? That would be helpful. You like to travel.
To do Michael Finney next weekend.
Oh, neat.
And then I have Bottle Rock tickets for the weekend.
I'm going to Bottle Rock, too. Lisa and I are going on Friday. I'm so excited about Bottle Rock. Oh, great. You're going Saturday?
Well, I bought the 3-day pass.
It's going to be cool. I can't believe it. I'm really excited. Yeah, we can work that. So that would be a reason to have a second person who's trained. And then... It's funny. Do you talk to Jack at all, Jack Swanson? Because I just got he just sent me an email, so I don't know what he's doing. I have to find out. And Kim Wonderly, I know from years back. Are you friends of Kim's? Friend of Kim's?
Yeah. BFFs, really.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, please give her my best. I haven't seen her in ages. We worked together at CanBR.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. I love Kim. Oh, that's neat. Well, you have great I mean, this is like perfect.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty lucky. Even Ben Fong Torres said to me recently, "Were like, let me know if I can be around."
Well, I know Ben too. If Ben says good things, then no, you're great. So, I guess. Oh, you worked at Metro. That's how you know Kim.
Yeah, that's what we go back to.
Oh my God. You flew in the KGO helicopter? Yeah. You're crazy. That's crazy.
And so Cammie, and I think we have a...
Cammie's a good friend. Cammie used to do a show on our network. She used to do a show called, we did a food show. Yeah. Yeah, Munchcast.
Magazine just gave us the most
Munchy. Oh, you know Cammie? Oh, that's great.
Try the latest and greatest version 6 free for 30 days. Go to
Churban, huh? You know, it's probably a good format. Given that all the kids I ever see at the rap shows across the street are middle-class white kids. My kids included. Right. Well, we would use you like that. God, that would be great. We would really use you as part of the show then. I mean, yeah, you'd be like Roz. I'd probably even say, hey, Heather, who's next? We'd do some fun with that. God, that'd be awesome. So, but it's Premiere that's hiring you.
Right.
So you have to work out the details with them. Fame. Yes, it's time for the most famous person in the world, Mad Magazine's maddest writer. And did you just snort?
That was a laugh.
And the Gizwiz, ladies and gentlemen, Dick DeBartolo. Hello, Dickie D.
Leo, how you doing, buddy?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm good too. Thank you.
What's up?
I saw the Note 8. Are you getting one?
It's a tablet, not a phone, though, right?
No, it's a tablet. Yeah. Okay.
I got tablets all over the place. I don't know if I need another tablet.
I don't think you do.
What do you think? You like it? Galaxy Note 8.
You know, it's
I like that size. That's an iPad mini size.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I could see no reason, especially for you. It's as a matter of fact, when I said your name, the guy said, "Oh, you know what? We're short some notes. Can we call Leo? Does he have a bunch of them?"
You know, I'm going to give Mom my Galaxy Note 2. I'm going to give her my Note 2. So this is a Note 8 tablet. It does have the pen. It actually looks like just kind of a swollen Galaxy Note. Yeah, maybe it had a little too many steroids or something. It's kind of swole up. But it doesn't have a phone. Oh, wait a minute, it does have a phone. I see a little phone icon. Is this a phone?
Yeah.
It's an 8-inch phone? Oh, I got to get this.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Wait a minute. It's a phone. Because it has a phone icon, but you know, in the U.S. they may not. They've done this before with their other tablets. In Europe, they've put phone on it, but the American carriers go no.
Oh, okay. No, I just saw the phone icon, and I also
that's kind of intriguing. It looks like I'll you know what? For you, I'll get one. To fill you.
No, that's okay.
You know what I'm getting? My next phone. You know, my mom once told me.
Galaxy 4, I hope.
She said, Leo, phones are like buses. There's another coming along every. Wait a minute, no, that was girls, but it's the same idea. My next phone. Is going to be the HTC One. It's coming on Wednesday, and I'm excited about that.
That is.
It's
nice.
elegant. It's beautiful. It's the one when you were in line for the Galaxy S4 announcement. HTC came and showed everybody the HTC One and said, "You don't want to wait in line for this."
No, I saw that at this event.
What'd you think?
It's beautiful, but I thought it was spectacular looking, but non-replaceable battery and no card slot.
I know. It's like it's something like an iPhone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So anyway, but maybe now that you tell me about this, let's see. It's 7.9-inch screen, 2 gigs of RAM. It does have a micro SD card running Jelly Bean 4.1. Big battery, 4,600 milliamp hour battery. That's big. That's enough.
And you know what? They had this wasn't my gadget of the day, but this is fine. They had the 7 and the 8 sitting next to one another.
Yeah.
And I said to the guy, "Is this only 1 inch bigger?" When you do it on an overall basis, it looks like it's way bigger.
Yeah.
So you may like that.
Yeah, but you know what's
may
interesting?
Yeah.
This
entire show.
Besides us, besides you and me.
What?
It's not a very high resolution display. It's only 1280 by 800. It's actually lower resolution than the HTC One or the Galaxy S4.
Oh.
And much lower dots per inch, 189 dots per inch compared to, do you know what the HTC One is, like 430 dots per inch?
Whoa.
What is that?
Yeah.
That's crazy talk.
Yeah.
Anyway, this month I'll be using an HTC One. Talk to me next month.
Okay, I will.
But you did have a gadget, right?
A real quickie gadget. I know a lot of the guys out there are using something called the Rocket 2 and the Rocket 3. These are those little vibration speakers where you plug it into any music device that has a 3.5 millimeter headphone out, and then you take the little vibration cone and lay it on any sort of a box, and you have instant speaker. Well, now the same company has come out. It's now 10 times the playing power of the original 2 rockets. It's called the Epishock, and this guy is designed more not to put on boxes and stuff, but to put on, like, make your entire desk play or make an entire wood table play.
But how does it sound good, or does it sound like your table's vibrating?
Right. Well, you know, it actually sounds pretty good. You will also get, for a party or something, this will be a very big conversation starter. It's the only one that has a volume control in it. The other ones depend totally on the volume control of your music device. Rechargeable battery, small enough to travel. It's 2.25 by 2.25 inches. And for some bizarre reason...
There's a table not included, though, right?
Table not included.
Okay.
And for some bizarre reason, it comes with a daisy chain cable in case you want to hook 2 Epichocks together.
I know. For a really big table.
Yes, exactly. For the conference room. And the list price is $50. However, at Amazon, it's like $30 and change.
I finally figured out, we were talking this on Tuesday, on the Gizwiz show, I finally figured out what these things are. They're speaker drivers without the speaker cone. You know, they're just the thing that moves the cone in a speaker, and then you, in effect, provide the cone by putting it on a box or a table. That's what the driver moves. And without it, it's
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but
yes,
you put it on something, and that's like a speaker.
Yeah,
but you cannot ahead of time evaluate the tonal quality of a table or a clipboard.
I always phone ahead. I always call the Hilton.
Here, I have a cigar box. How does that sound? You don't know.
How does the table in the room sound if I bring my Epishock speaker? Oh, it's tested for the Epishock.
By the way,
Epishock approved.
Samsung has also announced the Galaxy Mega. Samsung's just nuts. They just say, whatever size. We'll make it in every size. You just decide. The Mega is 6.3 inches.
And the 5.8.
Yeah,
right.
5.8.
Yeah.
But these are both still 720p, like the other one, like the Galaxy Note. I want higher res. I want 1080, baby. I'm holding out.
All right.
Dickie D is at gizwiz.biz. That's his website. If you haven't played the What the Heck Is It contest, do, because it's a chance to win an autographed copy of Mad Magazine.
Yes, Game of Thrones issues.
This is very funny, yeah.
Yeah.
Alfred E. Newman as the imp. All right, Dickie D, stick around. We're going to do the Giz Fizz right after the radio show.
We are.
Our show today, all online at techguylabs.com. That's the website. Thanks to James DeRuvo for writing everything down. After the fact, Josh Windish over here and my staff is going to take it. He's going to put video behind it so you can watch the show. You can listen to each question. We actually break it up by question, so you can say, "What that guy asked? He was asking about that thing with the thing where," and you listen to the question. You hear my answer. And best of all, I hope you'll do this. You can comment and say, "Hey, by the way, this is a better way. There's another way." We'd love it if you do that. TechGuyLabs.com. I'm Leo Laporte. Thanks for joining me. Have a great Geek Week. Well, that's it for the Tech Guy Show for today. I'm Leo Laporte. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget, the Tech Guy is just the tip of the iceberg. We do nearly 30 shows now on the Twit Netcast Network, and you'll find them all at twit.tv. We talk about Windows on Windows Weekly, Macintosh on Mac Break Weekly, iPad on iPad Today. You get your daily dose of tech news from Tech News Today, and our weekly roundtable show, This Week in Tech. It's all at twit.tv. And I'll be back next time with another great Tech Guy podcast. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.